Welcome to the podcast from Doug Ground Up Productions with hosts Lady Miz and Ray. This is a universal platform, and there is nothing off limits. We talk about it all, and we keep it real. This is a no judgment zone, so come as you are. If you are a professional, entertainer, author, comedian, entrepreneur, or just someone who wants to get something off their chest, well, let your voice be heard here on From the Ground Up Productions. Sponsorship and other opportunities are available from the Ground Up Productions. Turning nothing into something. There's only one way to go from here. And now, here are your hosts, Lady Miz and Ray.
That's all right. It is what it is. I'm gonna figure it out. That's why we here. Okay, there we go. Boom. All right. Took a minute, but we here though. Took a minute, but we are here. All right. Y'all know what it is. This is From the Ground Up Productions. There's only one way to go from here. Y'all know we still in the process of fixing things up, so it is what it is. But listen, welcome guys. Y'all know we here to chop it up with y'all. We definitely want to talk about this election. This is obviously something that got people
pissed off.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about it. We definitely want y'all comments. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if we could open these phone lines because we still have a lot of stuff, y'all, that we have to get together. But in the meantime, if you want to be heard, we will put a link in, if you could put that link in the comment section. We will put a link in the comment section. You can actually come here up on the screen and you can talk, say what you got to say, do what you got to do. Can't do it? Okay, I'll do it. All right. So let Ray the Silent Assassin say what's up to the people. We doing some quick mic checks now. We want to make sure y'all can hear us before we get into it.
What's up? Can y'all hear me?
Can y'all hear Ray? Let me know. Put it in the comment section before we get started. Absolutely. So you already know. Mic check. What up, La Picasso?
Mic check.
Yo, yeah, we do. That's exactly what we doing. We doing the mic check. We want to know. Yeah, we hear you. Oh, so you hear Ray? Okay, good. That's what we want to make sure. So listen, guys, if you tuned in right now, before we get started, we need you guys to share this live right now. I don't know where you're watching us from. We are live on Facebook on 4 or 5 different accounts on Facebook. We are also live on YouTube, and we are live on Twitch. I haven't got that TikTok thing down yet, but we're going to get it popping real soon, though. All right? But definitely, if you are watching us right now, hit the share button and hit the like button before we get started. Y'all know I'm gonna check to see if y'all hit the share button, right? Because I'm a stalker. I'll be like, they ain't sharing this shit. God damn haters. Let me stop. But anyway, real talk though, definitely do that. Y'all know what this topic is about. Ray, tell them what we're talking about today.
We're talking about the election today. Well, yesterday's election. We're gonna talk about it today because a lot of people were pissed off and they were mad because Donald Trump actually won. So, we got some opinions on it, and I got some shit to say.
All right, but before we even get into that, here's what I'm gonna do for you guys. Right now, what I'm doing for everybody, I don't know where y'all watching from, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in the comment section here. On YouTube and then on Facebook, it's going to be a link. You guys could actually come on the screen, be seen and be heard to voice your opinion, okay? Say how you feel. Tell us who you voted for. Why did you vote for the person that you voted for? And tell us how you feel about the president that was elected, okay? Because a lot of people is beefing. A lot of people got issues, and some people are super duper happy. A lot of people is going through a whole lot of different things. We want to know what y'all think. So definitely, yeah. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 minute, yo. But big shout out to everybody on the check-in. If you could, can you see or you can't? When you see that. Big shout out to Lot Picasso. Big shout out to Tal Mama over there from Wisconsin. Big shout out Queens. Get the money, baby. I see you. Cherry popping it up. Yes, we got Cherry Poppins on the check-in. 1 minute, y'all. 1 second. You know, you could go ahead and tell.
Well, I could start by saying, asking the audience, who did y'all vote for? If you don't mind putting it in the comments. We did. Nobody's gonna be mad with you. We're just curious about what was your vote.
Let's see if I could post this in here real quick.
And put that in the comments.
Give me a hot minute, and we're gonna get it popping. Get it popping. You know, this thing, I don't know. It won't allow me to share it there, so I'm gonna have to actually go into the actual things because it won't let me hit it. You know what I mean?
Tell Mama, we want to know what you're thinking.
It won't let me hit it, so that's weird.
It's safe here. We won't send to you.
Yeah, go ahead. Like, say who you voted for. Like, you guys, let me just start by saying this. This stupid thing won't go away. Let me start by saying this. The first thing I want to say is we have to understand that voting is your right. It doesn't matter. A lot of times what people do is they want to tell people who they should be voting for. They expect everybody to agree with what they have to say. They expect everybody to go, like, you got to be always riding with somebody else's thoughts, somebody else's feelings, somebody else's beliefs. And everybody think different. We walk different. We talk different. We move different. We dress different. We are all not the same. Everybody is in different levels of their life. So somebody might have voted for someone strictly based off of what? Strictly based off of what it means to them as an individual. And don't worry, we're going to touch into all of that. We're going to touch into all of that. You can read the comments because I'm busy. I'm trying to get something going on.
There you go. In boss mode. Get out of boss mode, yo.
I'm just telling you because I got something to do real quick. You understand?
Cherry Poppins says she voted for herself. She did a write-in ballot.
Holy crap. Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Tell Mama asking who do we vote for? Oh, we're going to get into that.
Oh, don't worry. Okay, so, guys. What I'm doing right now, if you're tuned in right now, I am putting the link in the. It's right now on the Facebook. It's on the Teresa Easley page on the Facebook. I'm gonna go put the link in the YouTube as well, so you guys can see it. If you want to come on the screen, or if you don't want to come on the screen, that's fine. But I do want to give you guys the opportunity to be able to, say what y'all got to say. So right now I posted the link also in the YouTube on the YouTube. So it's a StreamYard link. If you click on that StreamYard link and you want to be heard, then definitely do that. So
okay, let me say something to Tal Mama real quick.
Okay.
Hey, Tal Mama, let me ask you, because you said it was something about Kamala Harris that didn't jive with you. Maybe it's the same reason they blaming black men. They blaming black men for why she didn't get elected.
Hold on 1 second. Well, you could go ahead.
Yeah. If you a lot of the because I was this morning I was listening to the radio, and it was a lot of pissed off people on the radio, and they blame it on everybody but Kamala Harris. So I love to touch on all of that, because honestly, I'm not going to blame it all on her, but the blame goes all the way around for everybody involved in the Democratic Party.
All right, got it. You ready? Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm ready. You ready?
Oh, okay. All right, no, sorry about that. Hey, what's up, everybody? Listen, share this live. I'm about to just go ahead and get into my stance on it, and you guys are welcome to like I said, come on or put your comments in here. You'll be holding the comments down, or
yeah, I can hold it down.
Okay, all right. So check this out, or I'll hold it down as well too. Here, I'm just gonna get right into it. and foremost, people probably wondering like, oh, well, who did I vote for? I'm sure a lot of people already know who I voted for. And I'm telling y'all right now, nobody's going to bully me. Nobody ain't punking me. If you want to delete me, delete me. Let me explain why I say that. No disrespect. But I'm saying that because at the end of the day, we all have a right to choose who we want to vote for. That's that. I don't have to pick who you pick, okay? If you pick somebody different than me, then that's your right. I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm not going to be upset with you. I'm not going to insult you. I'm not going to put you down. We are not doing that, okay? We have to respect other people's right to choose what they think works best for them, all right? What works best for them? What means something to them? Why did they choose that? Okay. Why did they choose the individual that they chose? So the first thing I'm going to say is, and I'll repeat this for anybody who comes up on the screen. I told y'all the link is in there. If you see the StreamYard link in the comment section, that is how you can come up on the screen and say what it is that you want to say. If you have something to say, or you could just put it in the comment section. But if you do come on the screen, disrespect will not be tolerated here. You could talk aggressive. I don't care if you even use profanity. But what we're not going to do is disrespect each other. We're going to have an adult conversation about this president, the presidential elect, the president that was elected. We're going to speak our piece. We're going to say how we feel, how you feel it's affecting you. And we're going to handle this like grown people, like Americans that we are, right? So
I disagree with you, because we handle it like Americans. It ain't going to be grown.
Oh. All right. So listen, the first thing I'm going to tell y'all is, who did I vote for? I voted for Trump. I voted for Trump. And let me explain why I voted for Trump. And if you didn't vote for Trump, or you're not with Trump, I respect your decision. Okay, I'm not mad at you. All right. So I voted for Trump for a few different reasons. One, the economy. I don't like the economy now, what it is and what's going on with it. So for me, I chose to vote for Donald Trump because of financial stuff. Right? When we're talking about the taxes, right? The taxes is one. When we're talking about inflation is a huge big thing to me. Mortgages are high, interest rates is high, rent is high, gas is high, food is high. All of these things are very expensive. It is making it extremely difficult for the regular and average working family Americans to survive. There were people that had the American dream that don't even know if they'll be able to get the American dream anymore, because they don't even think it's tangible no more because of the prices. They want people to make all of this money, 3 times the amount of your rent now. 3 times the amount used to be what they asked for a mortgage. But now they want people to make 3 times the amount for rent. So, and people can't afford that because the money that people are making on their hourly wage, it does not match what they are trying to tell people that the prices are now. They cannot afford what these prices are. Well, they can't afford it. So at the end of the day, I'm telling you this, and listen to me closely. We are homeowners, and we also have a rental property. So we were already in the game. That's not cool. Still, I have kids that want to buy homes. They're not just waiting on us to die so they could get their home. They want to buy their own stuff now. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm saying this because you guys need to understand that for me, when we talk about gas, when we talk about food, when we talk about inflation, that's why I chose Donald Trump. Another reason why I chose to vote for Donald Trump is because of the illegal immigrants. I did not say immigrants by itself. I said the illegal immigrants. It is unfair that the Americans now, veterans on the street, homeless people on the street, somebody that's struggling right now that might need food stamps, right? That might need Medicaid, that might need Medicare, can't even get it, but they got billions of dollars to give to illegal immigrants. They will never allow this to happen in another country where we as Americans could go there and just eat off of them, and we You know what I mean?
And not burn your way.
Yes, exactly. We're the only people that say, yeah, sure, come on in and forget about our home. What happened to taking care of home first? So at the end of the day, absolutely not. I don't believe in just allowing illegal immigrants to come in here, come across the border, and they give them funding. They put them in shelters. They giving them food. They was giving them food stamps. They was offering allegedly $150,000 of money so that they could be able to purchase a home, allegedly, right? So you mean to tell me the average American is here right now struggling, trying to purchase a home, don't know if they'll be able to because of how prices are. And you mean to tell me that you guys are okay with that? Absolutely not. So I'm going through mine real quick and then I'm gonna pass. Another reason why I voted for Donald Trump is because I'm not with the whole sex changing for the young kids, okay? I don't believe in that. How the hell are we going to tell young kids who are underage, who cannot vote if they're not a certain age, cannot buy alcohol if they're not a certain age, cannot drive a car if they're not a certain age, cannot do so many different things, but all this stuff that they can't do, but all of a sudden they can change their sex when their brain haven't even fully developed yet when it comes to reasoning. You look up the psychology and see what age you have to be, that your brain have to be fully developed for you to be able to really be able to comprehend and do real logic reasoning. They are not old enough to be able to do that. And the fact that they were allowing kids to do it and telling the parents that they might not have no say, I'm not with that. Here's another thing I'm not with. See, this is why y'all gonna understand why I voted for him. I didn't vote for color. I voted for policies, okay? I am not with a man who is confused if he's a man or a woman up in the bathroom with me. I don't want him there, okay? It's uncomfortable. Now, I don't care if you are that way. That's your business. I don't care who you sleep with. I don't give a damn what type of Diddy shit you on. And that's real talk. I don't care. But it's unfair that, let's say a woman has a baby or she has other stuff and she sends her baby girl in the bathroom. She could be standing outside or feel, okay, she's old enough, she's good, she's safe. You could go in the bathroom and she's just using the bathroom. And there's a grown-ass man in there that think he's a woman in the bathroom up in there with your little girl. I ain't with it. I am not with it, okay? So those are some of the reasons why I chose to vote for Trump. It does not mean that I do not think that Trump does have racist tendencies. I do. It does not mean that I think that Trump is the answer to Black people. Neither one of them is. Kamala is not either, okay? She wasn't even Black until just recently. But that, like I said, it wasn't about color for me. I'm telling y'all at the end of the day, either one did not make a difference when it comes to the answer for Black people. So I had to make a conscious decision on what actually mattered to me most. Kamala really didn't have much policies that I felt that I was rocking with like that, besides women's rights. Okay, I do believe in a woman's right to choose. So I think the Republicans need to get it right when it comes to women's rights, because if a woman wants to abort a child, if she's been raped in incest, been raped by somebody in her family, if it's life or death, if they say having this kid is going to kill you, now it's a death sentence. See, there are certain things that should be what's the word when they fix it, like adjusted, I'm gonna say. They should make adjustments in some of these laws that they're trying to pass. But we have a bigger fight here, y'all. And all I'm saying is yes, I chose red. And I explained to you guys why. But if Kamala Harris won, I wouldn't be up here talking about, I'm deleting you, y'all stupid, you ain't this, you ain't that. What's up with the insults? Like, why do you have to insult somebody just because they did not think how you thought, walk how you walk, talk how you talk, okay? Listen, shout out to everybody on the check-in. Share this live right now. I'm going to pass it over to Ray.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna tell it like it is. I voted for Donald Trump too, but some of the reasons are different from this. I'm going to say this. I've been a long supporter of Democrats. I've been voting Democrat since I've been 18 years old. And when you look at what Democrats have done, I can't say they have made life any better for me as a person who's voted Democrat. So for starters, I'm gonna start by saying this. When I decided to vote for Donald Trump, it wasn't about Kamala Harris as the individual. It was about the Democratic Party as a whole. And when you look at the Democratic Party as a whole, they do not care in any way for Black people. They have lied to us for the decades with promises. Anytime, and I'll just go, because last election, I voted Biden. The only thing Black people got from voting for Joe Biden was thank you. We got to stop looking at Democrats and thinking that they're going to be the saviors of us, because they're not. We got to vote our interests. And people think, but you know, it was about her being a woman. Nah, it didn't have anything to do with her as a woman. Democrats, and this is my opinion on why I changed I decided not to go with Democrats. First opinion, my first reason is when you look at the economy, gas prices, people be like, oh, why everything's so expensive? It starts, if you got a car, that is a lot of where your money is going, especially if you got to drive back and forth to work. And if anybody has paid attention, gas prices are going down only because of the election. Anytime election time come around, you see gas prices go down.
Hold on, let me just say this. Cherry Poppins, I see you. I'm going to bring you up in a minute. Let me just let Ray finish his stuff. Go ahead. Sorry about that. No, I just want to let her know I see her. Go ahead.
Okay. 2, you know, the Republicans ran on fixing the economy, immigration, and they also ran on crime. Democrats were not listening to anybody in the Democratic Party at all, because if they were, they'd have been listening. Inflation, crime, and what did I just say? Democrat. If inflation and crime was one of the things, and immigration. Those were the things people were saying they were tired of. And Donald Trump tapped into everybody and all of that who were listening. He listened to what people were saying they wanted. Democrats didn't listen to that at all. Because if they would have, Kamala Harris would have won. But they didn't. She did not tap into, you know what, immigration. And I'm going to get into this about immigration because I'm a veteran. When I looked into immigration, they spent $63 billion, allegedly $63 billion, to make sure immigrants were taken care of. Me as a veteran, they only spent $3 billion. So they didn't even get 10% of $66 billion. They spent $3 billion on veterans. 66 to make sure immigrants was good.
Crazy.
If you as a Democrat can't see a problem with that, that's your issue. And another thing is Democrats, when you look at, and I've been saying this on our show for a long time, when you look at any Democratic area, crime is full of crime. You could open your newspaper anytime in the newspaper or look online anytime in any city, and you'll see murder. And all the Democrats promise every election, oh, we're going to stop crime, we're going to fix crime. And they never do. But we continue to vote Democrat on those things. Like, oh, yeah, they're going to fix it. They never do. It's about time Black people who live in the city, get out of that mentality that, hey, that they're going to do something for you, because they're not. They have not. They only bank on your vote. And then they visit you, they come to your church, they throw sexy red in front of you, and they get you excited. Yeah, they get you excited.
I'm outside with your bae. Got a breast in nigga with red. I'm sorry.
They get you excited, and then they don't do anything for you. They think all you want to do is dance around and do the jig. It's about we don't want to party no more. We want shit fixed. We want better neighborhoods, better education. And if you don't stand up and change, the only way the Democratic Party is going to start listening to people is when we abandon them. When we start abandoning Black people, start abandoning Democrats, they'll start to listen to what we really want. And that's why I decided, you know what, I'm done with it. Another thing, and I'll speak on it real quick. New York, Second Amendment. If I want to get a gun, I got to jump through hoops. The criminal is out here getting a gun for nothing, but they're making it hard for me. You can't even defend yourself in New York in your own goddamn home. It's something wrong with that, and it's all under Democrats.
Who? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, let's bring Cherry Poppins up on the stage, y'all. What's good?
I'm in the building. Shout out.
Yes. Listen,
shout out to y'all.
Listen, shout out to you. Cherry Poppins is doing her thing. Tell them before you get started, tell them a little bit, real quick about what you do, who you are, so people can follow you.
I just be bullshitting y'all. But no, seriously, I'm trying to get like them over here, and I appreciate y'all letting me come up on your platform. I'm on Facebook. I'm Cherry Poppins on Facebook, but it's Shaniqua Esau because they done shut down one of my pages. But either way, I come on every Thursday at 9:00, raw and uncut, unfiltered. We talk about everything.
All right.
Any and everything. I just want people to come in and we just having a natural conversation. Period.
Absolutely.
And each one to each one, you get a jewel from each person you pass every day. You learn something new every day. Shout out to Ray and Miss.
Listen, definitely so happy to have you here. I just want your take. Tell us if you voted, and if you voted, who'd you vote for and why?
Yes, I voted, and I voted for moi.
Yo, break that down, please, my sister. Break it down. Tell us what that means.
When we do the breakdown, okay. So listen, when you vote, you can sign in your name at the bottom. You could put your name on the ballot. Period. And then I'll get into why, but you can put your name on the ballot at the end of the day. Yeah. So I voted for myself.
Why? Why did you vote for yourself? Give us why.
Because I love me first. All right. I voted for myself because you know what? When you're in a rock and a hard place, and I'm going to just keep this as real as I can, right?
Okay.
So how you have you have the Republican, right? So, they say the lesser of the two evils or whatever. But I'm like, let me just vote for me. Just imagine. Because if you don't vote, your vote going to go where? Do they know where their vote is going to go if they don't vote? Right? Your vote is going to go where? So I voted for myself. At the end of the day, I don't know if our people really know that when the slaves were freed, the first black folks, they were Republicans.
Turn your volume up.
They were Republicans, okay? And yeah, so I voted for myself, and that's why. And this whole thing was like I don't know. It just was a thing. I seen people losing friendships and everything over this. And I like what you and Ray said. People be trying to, push, it's like listen, Christians in the building, listen here now. Don't charge it to my heart, but I'm going to keep it raw. All right. If you believe in something, I believe in something, and we can agree to disagree, right? But I'm not going to push my view on you. You're going to do what you want to do at the end of the day. That's like if you're giving your friend advice, they're going to do what they want to do at the end of the day. Right? And we should be able to agree to disagree and just walk on.
Facts.
All right. And let me tell y'all something. I'm going to tell you something right now. Take what Ray just said and what Miss it. Take what they said. All right. Do the knowledge. Knowledge is knowing. Once you get the knowledge, manifesting the knowledge is wisdom. Wisdom is manifest. Take what they said. You understand what I'm saying? Because y'all calling people coons and Uncle Toms, and y'all don't even know who Uncle Tom is, because Tom was the one that tried to save everybody. Do your research. Do your research. All right? Because we are so conditioned, because we are so programmed, and we run with any goddamn going thing. Any goddamn going thing. So YouTube don't even ban them. So I said, got that going thing. Okay? We run with anything. So listen to what they say. Y'all go and rewind. Don't disconnect, because people have a right to vote for who they want to vote for. Absolutely. And y'all see all the black people and let me okay, I gotta say this. I have to say this. This is the thing that got me. All right. So Beyonce, Beehive, keep it chill, y'all. Beyonce, you got Sexy Red, you got all these other people, right? With big influences, right? Now, she came out of like Oprah Sesame, boom, boom, like a jack in the box, right? And she got all these people up here doing all this stuff. Why is it all of these people? Because of the black vote? It's the black vote. So y'all see these people up there, Glorilla, Sexy Red, Beyonce, Boom Bada, Who Hotter, and all that, right? Just like before, when Biden was running, right? And they had her come on a Ricky Smiley show, Kamala, whatever, right? On a Ricky Smiley show. And she playing the Atomic Dog. That's my dad's song, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Right? She up there. So it's like, oh, so she cool because she shooking and jiving with y'all? So she could bring these folks up there on a platform, right? And so she cool because she got Beyonce up there. She got Sexy Red up there. So she cool because she got the big influencers up there. But let me tell y'all something, because y'all ain't ready for this conversation, all right? Because if y'all don't stand for something, y'all going to fall for every goddamn thing. And I said goddamn thing, all right? Let me tell y'all something right now, all right? Look who she had up there. All right.
Look at what? You know what? Hold on, Cherry Poppers, 1 second. My phone rang. It totally messed my sound up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very clear.
You can hear me. You are very low. And I
bring me down and bring me back up. It's fine.
You off, and I don't know what the hell happened here.
No, it happens like that. You got to put your thing on do not disturb, honey. But bring me right back up. I'm here.
Yeah, no, but I
can hear you very well. I know how that goes because that has happened to me on Facebook Live.
Let me see. I'm gonna bring you down and put you back up and see if that fixes it. Okay.
No problem.
But remember where you was at, because I need to hear it.
I'm going.
Let me see.
What about now?
There we go. We in business. Okay. Woo.
All right. So I just want to say this really quick. Like, so you know, you get all these people up there. It's almost like the Apollo when the Sandman come out, shooking and snatch people off the stage. Yeah, and it's all for the y'all gotta wake up. Like, seriously. All right. They bringing these people up there. These are all black people that's influencers now that you know, making this money or whatever. Sexy Red and all these people for what? For what? To get the black vote. Yeah. Come on, y'all. And then I seen them going to people's house. So you call people for a wellness check. Do you just check on these people? You can't even answer a question to tell the people why they should vote for you. You running you all around in circles. All right. I want one of y'all that voted, right, to give me some facts. Y'all ain't gotta like the person. Like I said, I voted for myself. Okay. But I'm telling you facts. Okay. Facts. Y'all looking at one tunnel vision thing. I remember I looked at a news thing, right? And it said something Donald Trump allegedly was supposed to have said. Somebody came up and showed the real recording of what he said. Was nothing like what they put that he said. Y'all listen to the TV. Y'all listen to the news. TV, television. Tell lies to your vision. You understand? Boom. Go in a book, y'all. Go in a book. We are so easily influenced from day one. From day one. And anybody I see rocking with another hue, y'all be like, it's messed up. All right? Let me tell you something. If it don't affect your patient, it affects your day. This girl put up a post. I put it on my page earlier. Acting like she crying to my, I'm scared. I'm going to wake up and be a slave. Girl, you already a slave because you supposed to be your greatest billboard. Am I supposed to feel sorry for somebody that can't get up and get out there and do it? Get up and get out there and do it. All right? I like for a person to show me who the F they are in my damn face. If you're going to F me and look in my eyes. All right? He's telling you what it is. When he was talking about Puerto Rico with the trash, right? This lady came up on her TikTok, all right, and said, I'm not offended because what y'all don't know, he wasn't lying. We have a trash situation in Puerto Rico. Shout out to Puerto Rico, right? Then the Haitians, when they was talking about them eating and all this or whatever, there's no lie there. There's no lie. Do y'all research. Y'all think because he's saying it and he being blunt about it, he messed up. Well, guess what? If you don't like how he being forward, y'all ain't gonna like my ass either because I'm gonna give it to you raw. Straight up. Ain't no time to be sugarcoating nothing for nobody. pour into your damn children. All right, y'all need to be worrying about this AI and all this other stuff. Y'all worrying about the wrong things.
Let me
The
just say
whole
something.
damn house is Democratic. I mean, it's Republican. Republican. All right, and so y'all go and vote. But what matters the most? The electoral votes. Why, y'all? Why? Because y'all done let it go so much that the popular vote is overweighed by the electoral vote. Y'all better get in tune, baby.
Let them know. Let them
Bottle
know.
chopping it up with cherry poppins, honey. It's raw and uncut. Shout out to Miss Miz. And Ray, listen, I done shared this thing to everybody. Listen.
Appreciate
Like I
you,
said
sis.
to y'all again, if it don't affect your pay, it shouldn't affect your day. Be your greatest billboard. Pour into yourself. The tongue is the powerful muscle on the body. Anything you want, you speak into existence. You are victorious in all things. I want to wish all of y'all longevity, happiness, prosperity, and good health and wealth. And for y'all to recognize bullish when y'all see it.
Woo! Give it up. Give it
I
up
love
for Cherry
y'all.
Poppins. Y'all know we got to give it up. Absolutely love you. Listen, I got two things to say to that, what you said. Now, the first thing is, as far as I'll start with the Puerto Rico. Now, again, he was a comedian. I can understand how they could be offended, right? That is offensive to say that. I think they did it on purpose. I think they did it on purpose to offend people. Because if they would have said like such and such, Black Americans in the ghetto and said something like that, even if that could be the case, I can understand why some Puerto Ricans could get offended. Now, here's a flip side to that. For me, and I'm just being honest too, when we talk about that, the reason I don't get so all up in arms is because when they talk about Black people, I don't see that many Puerto Ricans standing like fighting for Black people. Okay, I do not. I'm saying that's just my opinion. When they talk about this stuff, every time there's a problem, like, because for example, they said he said something about Black people and watermelon. That's racist too. They never made an apology for that.
That's not racist, actually.
It is racist.
It's
stereotypical.
It's racist too. Who is racist too? Because I tapped some damn watermelon. My uncle had a damn watermelon truck. While you bullshit. All right.
Listen, y'all know how they say Black people, watermelon, and chicken.
It's
right?
Stereotype.
Right. It's a stereotype, but it's coming from people who are racist that's using that in a term.
But they eat it too. But they don't. They ain't out there like we are.
My thing is, when I heard both, I was like, they offended more than what they offended a lot of people. Even the Hispanics of not pulling out and all of that stuff. All of that stuff. But see, here's the thing. If they chose a comedian, then they got what they were asking for. Because
I want to say something too when you're done. I got one good thing to say.
If they chose, no, I'm gonna let you go. If they chose a comedian, then they got what they were asking for. Because with comedy, there's like, you can't try to filter out certain things. You got to let people be who they are, and that's exactly what they did. So for me, I felt like it was disrespectful for them to say all of that when it came to everyone. But what I was more offended by was the fact that there was an apology only for a certain group of people. Now, I'm gonna keep it so real with y'all, and I don't care who like this and who do not like this. I'm gonna tell y'all like this: nobody, every ethnic group got a problem with Black Americans. You could be from Africa, come over here, you think you're better than Black Americans. You could be Hispanic or Puerto Rican. You think you better than Black Americans. And you talk about, it doesn't matter. The Mexicans, they come over here, don't think that they better than you if you are a Black American.
Yes,
See, there is
yes.
a difference. So when I'm looking at this stuff, I'm like, you know what? Okay, yeah, it's messed up, but I can't be worried about everybody else because everybody else ain't worried about me. Now, let me talk about the other part. When we talk about the other thing that happened with, oh God, hold on, I lost my train. What was it? What was the other thing? Oh God, I'm trying to remember what it was. You said something else, and I want to comment on it. It was the I know what it was. The Haitians eating cats and dogs. Let's talk about that. My daughter's half Haitian. I have brothers that are half Haitian. let me tell y'all something. And I got friends that are Haitian. For the ones who are honest, they said it's true. See, people
Yes,
don't like that shit.
they had
And
a
people don't
video
like that shit, but
of
they
them
said,
arresting a lady that was eat.
but guess what? If you're an American, no disrespect, and you ate at the Chinese restaurant, you ate a cat or a dog too,
You ate a
goddamn it.
cat,
Just
you
up
ate a
there with it.
damn, you ate a dog,
You
you
ate a
ate a
cat
mouse, you ate a
and you ate a
roach.
dog.
You,
So
And some of y'all still eating it.
come on here now. That's right, Ray.
ate
Say
that
that again for the
motherfucker
people
up.
in the back.
So when we, a lot of times they like to pick out something and they really like to focus on that to get people in their emotions so that they could get upset. But the reality of the fact is the way that they deliver the message, it may be messed up, but there is some truth in there somewhere. It's just the way that the message was delivered.
That is
Okay,
right.
go ahead,
And
Cherry Poppins. You
now
said
I want to say one other thing, yo, and what you saying, straight facts. Like, some people don't like the way, like you said, piggybacking off of Miss Miz. Some people don't like the way the delivery is, but you can't negate away from the facts. It's the facts, it's facts. I might not like the way you say it, but whatever, right? Like the way a person say it. I don't know if y'all ready for this. Not you guys, but this this is the internet. One of my problems, one of the things is, all right, and y'all might not be ready for this, but let me tell you something. Y'all better protect your children, protect your sons, protect your daughters. All these missing people, that's them dams, baby. Okay? And let me tell you something. When he started getting into shutting down them child traffickers and all of that, and all these everything coming up. Everything coming up is a problem.
yes.
Y'all better download DuckDuckGo. Because you go to Google, they pay to
That's
alter
right.
things. Y'all download DuckDuckGo. All right. Now
That's
you
how
got
you
his
do the
son up there. You
research.
had Biden's son up there with these little children and stuff like that there. It's a whole bunch I can get into. But let me tell y'all something. Y'all better dig deep. Y'all looking on a goddamn going surface, okay? All right. This man was shutting down all this child trafficking, all these African schools, and these children is missing. Where are our girls? All right. And then y'all thinking y'all had a black president, y'all Obama this and Kamala that and all that. And y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. Okay. Y'all don't even know. They said put in the book. These Negroes ain't gonna know nothing because you put it in a book. Remember the Reading Rainbow? Put it in a book. Y'all better start reading, doing research for y'all start jumping on people bandwagons and all of that. And when I say research, I mean dig until you can't dig no more. Remember that game, The Dugout? Remember that game?
The dugout.
Atari or
Yeah.
whatever, ColecoVision?
That's
The
right.
Dugout? Y'all better dig till you can't dig no more. You understand? And
Let
start
me ask you a
jumping on.
question.
Uh-huh.
I just want to, because I know you said you voted for yourself, but I do want
Yeah.
to ask this question. Can you, for when we talk to me about what you think about Kamala? Like, did you like her? Did you not like her? Did you like any of her
No.
policies? Can you talk
No.
to me about that?
I didn't like her. I never had this conversation with my friends because I tell them I don't get involved with that because they're passionate. I'm a passionate person too. All right. But I get ignorant because you get passionate. And I'm just telling you, if you ask me something, I tell you, and I will get not ignorant, ignorant. We're going to take the old.
I got it.
All right. I've been watching the chicken job for a long time, baby. All right. Because Biden been done stepped down. Now, if they would have said something way before, maybe she would have had a chance. You understand what it is? But let me tell you something. These higher people already know who the president gonna be, y'all. We just don't know. Okay? We
Mm.
went out here pushing and shooking and jiving and vote. They already know. They don't even run the country. The Rothschilds and the Rockefellers run the country, y'all. Y'all better get into it, baby. All
Oh.
right, but no, I'm gonna go back into what you asked me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me keep it on. I'm passionate about my shish, right? Let me get back into um no. I even went over a video where this lady had a disabled child and the laws that was laid down and the lady went to jail because a child had to stay out of school because she was disabled. Like totally disabled. You understand? But not even that. I watched Joe Brown. I love Joe Brown. What he was saying and all that, and let me tell you what they do. They put somebody of our hue. Like when Obama was running, they put Biden in there, right? They doing all these cool videos with sunglasses on. Ain't none of these motherfuckers look up their research and see when he was saying that we should be getting again and all that when he was governor. They ain't none of them look at the NIGGER word that he was using. They just seen it with Obama and seen him doing all this shit in the video and thought it was cool. They didn't look at his son smoking crack and hanging with these kids. And then they put her in here. All right. He going through dementia and shit, needing the pins and all that there. Right. Not stepping down. Okay. No, I didn't like her because I knew what the agenda was. Y'all throw fucking popcorn and stuff in front of these folks, and these folks just run with it. Oh, first black what? First black what? Black where? Black where? Black where? Because half of us is mutts any goddamn way. Black where? I'm blackity black and I'm black, y'all. Black where? I'm CD4. Black where?
Go ahead.
When they asked her what she was going to do for the people, the black people, oh, I ain't gonna just do something for the black people. I'm gonna do this and this and that. But y'all don't hear that though. That shit go here right over y'all heads.
Her exact words was, "No, I'm not gonna do nothing specifically for black people." No,
exactly.
That's exactly.
And she been showing y'all that she has not been doing it. And y'all need to pay attention. If I ask you a question, if I ask somebody a question, they go, and they take too long, that's like pleading the fifth to me. You already answered it for me because you're taking too long. You ask me any damn thing, I'm bum, bum, bum. All that. Now you got to think. No, be on your feet.
Terry, let me say something to you because I'm gonna jump on what you just said.
And
right?
I got to shout some people out. Go ahead.
When we talk about first black, that's what they keep trying to get us to celebrate. I haven't seen anything benefit first black since Jackie.
We've been had a first black president. Do they know who it was? Huh? Do they know?
Let me finish real quick. Since Jackie Robinson, first black has not benefited anybody in the hood. You know, they said when we said first black president, it didn't benefit us at all. All it did was go, look, he made it. One of y'all made it. They did it again when they did the Supreme Court, the first black woman in the Supreme Court. It's like, look, one made it, but it didn't come down to where we can say we can feel it. And also, they did the same thing now when they're trying to celebrate her. Let's make her the first black president, female president. It's not benefiting us because they're not. If I could see if they were up there and they were bringing it down, saying, you know what, I'm gonna bring my people up with me. They're not.
Well, Ray, who has benefited us, Ray? Think about it, Ray and Miss Miz, right? Sorry, you guys. Who? Name all of them. We have 47 now, right?
Yeah.
Who has really benefited the people of our hue?
Oh, shit.
And we ain't talking about no bomber phones. We ain't talking about no stimuluses. Right? Who has really benefited the people of our hue?
Let me just say this real quick. Let me shout out Mom Shaquille on the check-in, Jay on the check-in. Big up to Joanna on the check-in, Mike C on the check-in, Karen on the check-in, Tell Mama on the check-in because it's two different Karens, so I'm gonna switch it up. Soraya, Alexis. Listen, I'm gonna bring Lot Picasso. Let me bring up Soraya and Ian to join us on this conversation. Okay,
that's
so I'm
dope.
about to bring them on right now because
that's dope.
Definitely
shout out to all of y'all that is doing y'all share. Cost you nothing to support your people. Yes.
All right. There we go. There we go, y'all. Let's welcome Soraya and Ian to the show. How y'all doing?
Good.
Look at them. I love happy faces. Look at the happy faces. Yes. Infectious.
Yes. So I just want to pivot over to y'all real quick. Can you guys tell us who you voted for and why did you vote for them?
Well, no, we both voted for the same person. We voted for Trump, and I'm not happy about it. You know, I was sad because I had to vote for him. I thought it was the lesser of two evils at this point. I wasn't like,
I like that.
diehard like supporter of him. I don't agree with everything he does, but at this point, like I thought that he was the best option for me personally. And like you said earlier, it was more of like economic reasons. And I love you too. That's mainly why I made the choice. But you know, I'm a Black woman. I'm young, you know, and it's just, it was a hard decision, but I felt like it was the best decision for me.
What made it a hard decision for you before? I just want to know, like, what was the reason that you didn't choose Kamala?
I didn't know her, and I didn't trust her. Like, I don't understand.
That instinct, huh?
Yeah, like, I don't understand. This whole time, it's like she's been MIA. I don't know what she's been doing or anything. And like, they always ask people who were supportive of Kamala, like, they ask, what's her biggest accomplishment? And I don't know. Like, I cannot tell you.
Ask Judge Joe Brown.
Her biggest accomplishment was putting Black men away in jail. Your picture changed.
Say that again, Ray. I can't hear you, Ray. Say that again.
Her biggest accomplishment was making sure Black men stayed in California jails.
Oh.
I'm also say, you know, I'm gonna bring this up real quick because Soraya, you said something that made sense, right? When Kamala Harris was running for president the first time, nobody wanted her. We all picked Joe Biden. She didn't. Okay. Oh, she ended up getting into it because Joe Biden made her the vice president. But when
they didn't know that though, Ray. Yes, say that again.
When she was running for president,
a lot of people didn't know that.
Democrats said, nope, she's not the best option.
Wow, drink to that.
Joe Biden, they get their best option. They're not happy with their best option, and they slide her in.
Okay, guys, I don't want to cut nobody off, but I do, because it's a few of us on here, there's a few things that I want. I do, when people are tuning in, y'all know you want to.
Yes, no, miss. Just shout them out.
Yeah, yep. No. I'm not talking about that. I want everybody, when the person is talking, let the person finish talking before we enter. Because sometimes when two people are talking at once, you can't make out what's being said. So definitely, Soraya, finish up, and then we want to hear from Ian, and then we could all kind of get back to. But I just want everybody's take on this so we can know where everybody is coming from. So let's Soraya finish up real quick, and then I want Ian to go.
Okay.
So the two other reasons was one, with Kamala. When I was doing research, I found out that people were talking about like the Project 2025 thing. And apparently, like, the guy who was behind it or in the, I forgot what it's called. I sent Heritage something. I sent it to you. Apparently, he's endorsing her. Yeah, Heritage Foundation.
This is a Project 25? I'm sorry.
Project 2025, I think it's called. Somebody from the Heritage Foundation or something is endorsing her. I don't know if it's about the Project 2025, but I think it had to do with, like, the war that's going on. So that was another like red flag. And then also I seen that Kennedy was running too, and he started supporting Trump, or like he started endorsing Trump. And if he was to run, I would have probably voted for him. So
why?
The fact that he's gonna be on the board with like Trump or whatever, it was another decision for me because I believe in the things that he was saying also. So.
Okay, all right. Okay, very good points, by the way, and that's why I like to get everybody's take, because everybody have different reasons. You know what I mean? Yeah. For why they pick. So, Ian, how about you?
I voted for Trump for many reasons. First and foremost, I want to say, like, this election, I believe it was like a lesser of two evils when it comes to like a selection. So you really have to just narrow it down based on pros and cons for each candidate, and that's what I did. And I'm also going based off when Trump first was elected, how he ran the country. In those 4 years, we didn't go into any new wars. The economy was great. I bet everyone's 401k investments was busting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, things were good. Prices was like affordable. Gas was affordable. Groceries. He made Wi-Fi free for kids that were affected for the coronavirus. So
I love it.
Exposed the government in some aspects to make us be like, all right, like certain things could be done. The government is just choosing not to. And like America is a LLC, it's a business. Trump is a businessman.
Come
So
on.
that's why the country was flourishing under his presidency. He treated it like a business. You know what I'm saying? Like the country's insured. If we go to war and X amount of things happen, we have capital to get back whatever we may lose. It's insured. It's an LLC. It's like a business. So he ran it from a business perspective, which he's like great in prior to becoming a politician. He was a businessman. So the way he was running the country was based off like his previous expertise, hence the flourishment that we received as a country, you know?
Right. Okay.
Can I say something to what Ian said real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Now, Ian, you know what? Ian, you're right about that because, you know, a lot of people's not talking about the fact that we have not been in any new wars.
That's another thing, yeah.
You know, not for nothing. Even though, you know, and this is where my thing with Joe Biden, even though we weren't in any new wars, we were supplying war to Israel. And another thing people fail to understand is I have nothing against Israel, because every time you say something against Israel, it's like, oh, you hate Jews. But when you blowing up hospitals and you got a president that's watching kids them kill thousands of kids with our bombs and you ain't saying anything, you just as complicit as the people who are doing it.
Yeah, I love Ray. I love Ray.
True.
I'm sorry. I love you.
I want to say this real quick, and then I don't know of Cherry Poppers if you had want to reply as well. But one of the things that I wanted to point out that you said, Ian, you made a really good point too about how Trump is a businessman. A lot of people say, well, he had failed businesses. Well, sometimes businesses do fail. And one of the things that I heard somebody saying the other day or today, I don't know, on TikTok, they were like, well, Trump, they were talking about he got inherited from his father. He didn't have to work for nothing. Here's the thing. I never go into shit on anybody who their family passed things down to them, because isn't that what we all striving for when we talk about building generational wealth?
Well,
our job is to say, okay, we want to create these things so we could pass it down to our kids or our family. And when somebody does it that we don't like, all of a sudden now they didn't work for it and they're such a bad person. Nah, this is what we all striving to be able to do.
Come on, girl. Come on, girl.
We gotta stop talking about that now. I don't know if there's somebody out there, and I'm sure they probably logged off already or not really effing with us like that. That
I done shared this everywhere, so you good.
That voted for Kamala, but I do want to hear from the Democratic person. I'm still registered as a Democrat, but I voted for Donald Trump. But
I'm independent.
I want to hear from somebody too that voted for Kamala. I know Cherry Poppins, you voted for yourself. People don't. The reason why that people need to understand what she just said is because sometimes the lesser of the two evils don't have to be. If we groom and find our own politicians that's really going to be for us, the people, the black people, then it can be possible because they are fighting for our vote on a regular basis and they need our vote. They got our vote. And it doesn't mean that the option is not there. And Cherry Poppins proved it in this election because she voted for herself. Poppins, I'm going to pass it on to you.
Y'all ready?
We ready.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to rock steady? Okay, so look, I'm going to bring it back. Let's go to COVID. I'm just gonna say a couple of things, right? Miss Miz, when you just said about needing a black vote, right? So that was already proven, right? With all of these artists being displayed and stuff, right?
Yes.
Go back to COVID. So you know what? Because we done got into other stuff, but let me tell you something. I'm gonna follow up with receipts because I'm the receipt queen. All right. So when COVID came out, right, it was this I can't remember the name, y'all, right? That we could have used or whatever, right? So Trump was saying this. He was on the platform. He was saying this, right? Oh, they thinking he just talking out his A, right? A nurse got up there. She put her whole life on the line and told them that that's what the thing that people, just had to take, natural remedy or whatever it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were good, right? But they didn't want to believe him. Like you people, you want somebody to be raw in your face. You know how your mother used to say, if you tell me the truth, you ain't gonna get in trouble, right?
Yes.
Sometimes you get in trouble though, right? But you told the truth, right? You want somebody to show you who they are very transparently, right? In your face, right? You ain't gotta like the way they do it. You a homeowner, right? Ms. and Ray, right? Ian and Soraya, right? You guys own things too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm trying to get to where you're
we're
at because
trying to own a house.
only thing I'm owning right now is my wigs. But I'm just saying, right?
We're trying to own a house too.
No. I want you to reverse that. I don't want you to say trying. You speak it like it already happened. I own a house. That's what you're going to say from now on. I own a house. You speak it like it happens already. You understand?
Manifest
I
it.
own my wigs. You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Right.
I say I'm a millionaire every day. You understand? So at the end of the day got to end, right?
Tell 'em.
Right?
Tell 'em.
Right? Our people, because we've been, listen, can we keep it real? Ray, you with me on this?
Yeah, I got you.
It's
And
all the
before
same
we do
game.
it, Joanna,
It's,
I'm gonna get to your questions, Joanna, in a second. Let Cherry
I am
Pop
so
finish
sorry.
and
I'm
then
gonna
get to your
I'm gonna
question.
stop right here.
No, go ahead,
It's
go ahead.
all the same game, right? It's like blood and crip, right? It's all the same game, but they put it out there so we can try to pick and choose. You gonna tell me these people ain't all on the same game? Some of them.
They
How
are.
can the whole house be Republican, right?
Mm.
It ain't all the
First of
same game. You gonna tell me these people are not the same game, but they just separate a party? Come on, y'all. Come
mm,
on, y'all.
mm,
It ain't
mm,
all the
mm,
same
It's two
game.
wings of the same bird.
You don't see that they all. It ain't all. I seen
They're
a.
all in cahoots.
Okay,
It's
I'm gonna say
two
this and
wings of the
I'm
same
gonna
bird.
bounce out
Yeah.
with it. I seen a post where he said Pelosi is this and that, whatever, right?
mm-hmm.
Right? Where's the lie? Let me tell you something. You look in somebody's eye. This is the window to the soul. Okay? Y'all see me? I might look cross-eyed right now, right? This is the window to the soul, right? And don't apologize for your decision because everything is a lesson, right? Even if you didn't want to do it. But I want to tell y'all, y'all can vote for yourselves. If you're in a rock and a hard place, vote for yourself. Because if you don't, now let me tell you something. They say, why do they want the black vote? Why are they putting all these people up here dancing around like jackals and stuff, Like, sideshows, right? And at the end of the day, the electoral vote is what it is. Ray is a veteran. Let's give a shout out to the veterans, right? That put their life on the line for us. Not even these candidates don't do that, baby. Like a veteran does. They go in the trenches, honey, and put their life. Shout out to you, Ray. Right? Put their life on the line for us. All right? People talk about it, but they ain't about it. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, however you choose to walk in your path and whatever decision you make, at the end of the day, who got to live with that? You do.
That's a fact.
Mother made them, mother them. You
And
understand?
let me tell you this just to say real quick. When you said that they are friends, I'm gonna say this to everybody that's out there. And again, like I keep saying, I would like to hear from a person who is a Democrat or voted for Kamala. I know that a lot of people they don't like what they hear and they log off because they get pissed off because we're not in agreement. But when Cherry Poppins just said, listen, they're all linked and they're cool and they're friends. Why we gotta lose our family and our friends just because we voted differently? It should never have to be like that. See, the
It's all
problem
the
is
same
they
game.
get too emotionally wrapped up into what they think somebody else should be doing, and it
Push
shouldn't
through,
be
sis.
that
Yeah.
way. Okay.
No, it's facts.
Go ahead.
I have actually seen people
Go ahead.
call me up about other people and like, oh, you see what they said and what they did or whatever. Let me tell you something right now. Let's keep it raw and uncut, okay? All right. I got my own stuff to worry about over here right here now. All right. And I don't what they
the reason I'm gonna tell you what a lot of it is. You know,
okay.
She said they so many people walk in to vote on their emotions than what they really need, because they get
Come on, Ray.
They get so attached to the people that they forget that this is about what you need, not your emotion. Right. And that's why Black people are stuck where they at, because
you got to remember, we dealing with people of emotion and not of logic.
Yes.
When you're dealing with people of emotion, not of logic.
They keep having people dancing in front of us, and they have millionaires dancing in front of poor people, telling them vote for more rich people, you know, and that's what we got to stop doing. Because as long as we keep voting and letting the rich people tell us that you can be here one day, but they're never going to put you in that position to be there, we got to start making changes and stop looking at entertainers as the one that's going to bail us out, because they just as bad as them. They doing a bamboozle to us just like everybody else.
Yes, absolutely.
They got it. Listen, these celebrities, let me tell y'all something. These celebrities got to do their dues. They got to pay their dues. They got to pay their dues. They can't give back to their community like that, because they're going to be shut down.
Exactly.
Y'all look at these celebrities like, oh, they so rich. Why they don't give back to their community and the poor people? Because they can't. Because that high guy gonna say, boy, I'm gonna tell you where you need to sit at.
That's exactly. Now let me get to these questions. I 100% agree with you. First of all, let me talk Joanna. Big shout out to Joanna. One of the questions that she had was, she said, how do you feel about felons not being able to vote but can be president?
No, they can vote. They can vote. They can vote.
Felons, yeah, they did. To my understanding, they are allowed to vote now. And I just had
they were allowed to vote for years now.
Yeah, I just had Shaka T on the show the other day, and Shaka T was he was talking about the Clean Slate Act. So somebody who might have a felon, you can actually get that sealed and closed, so you get other rights back. And I forget, it was a certificate of disability or something to that effect. But if you go back to my last show that I did with owning a pistol permit, he is breaking down how, if you are a felon, how you can go and restore your rights back. The next,
can I say one thing when you've done?
Okay, I just want to get to her question, so just make it quick so I can get to her question.
No, it's the felon thing. I had God rest his soul, he was a felon. I mean, a couple of time felon, right? And this goes back before, I think he passed in 16, 15, whatever it was, right? But before that, he was voting, and he was excited about going to vote, right? And because he was a felon, he said, before, felons could not vote, right? And he was able to vote. And I just had this conversation earlier today, and I said, I had forgotten about that he could vote as a felon. But you see, they won't tell you guys is that, right? They won't tell you. They won't put it out there. So now everybody's just learning this now. We are in 2024, right? They're just learning this now that felons can vote. You can vote as a felon. They're going to tell you that because they don't want you to vote. But you can.
Right. Okay. Did you have something to say? Because I want to get to Joanna's next comment.
I was about to comment about the I know it's towards Donald Trump being a felon and being a president. You got to understand that was political assassination. Everything that they went after Donald Trump for was to make sure that he wouldn't get where he's at now, and it failed.
Okay. All right. Let me read this next thing. Sorry because I can't see as good, but I'm trying my best. Joanna said, also, when we apply for a job, we are asked if we are convicted felons, and if that box is checked, we probably won't get the job. But yet, you can get the most important job in the world. Shouldn't that box be removed now? And she put laugh out loud. I mean, listen, that is a great point. If a president could be president, right? And these are, and I love these other questions, because we got to be able to look at everything, right? All of us shouldn't always agreeing. We need other people on different levels and thinking levels on stuff. So that question, I love it. Why is it that it's a double standard for certain people and citizens, but it's not for the president. You're shaking your head, Ray. Why are you shaking your head?
It's not a double standard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the problem is?
What's that?
I'm going to say it like this. We are not voting on interest. If you're a felon and you know you're a felon, then you can't get a job because of that box, then it's about time that you go and we start voting to make sure that kind of question is not on job interviews. That kind of question is not the same way we do it for what we don't ask you what race you are when you fill out a job interview. That's the same thing you need to be out there voting for to change. But you can't ask the question if you're not willing to make a change for it or willing to find somebody who's going to get in office and make that change.
I think also, right, when you on an application and they ask you African American, right, and all that, you guys is supposed to put Native American. You're not African American. You are Native American. You were here. Who brought you up? You were here first, right? Am I right? Weren't you here? So how that makes you African American?
Yeah,
you are Native American.
I stop. I'm gonna tell you, for me and Soraya and Ian, we definitely want to hear from you guys. I stopped putting African American on stuff. At first, I used to do it and I used to fight for it, but then I had to realize that no, I've never been to Africa. It doesn't mean that maybe my ancestors are not from there, but how can you call me an African American? But if you talk to an African person from Africa, they're going to tell you you're not African, you're Black American. And so,
yes, we're Native Americans, honey.
So,
yep.
Yeah, you know, for me, I've learned to not say that I am a Black American, right? Unfortunately, we have to go with one of the titles that they gave us. I'm not picking all that, and it's a shame that I was changed on a regular basis. Okay, right?
I put
and
other.
Go to Soraya and Ian.
Oh, the reason I put Black is simple, and I seen this post and I love it because I go Black because I don't use African American because I'm African without the culture and American without the rights. So
come on,
Black.
He's saying something, child.
So Ian and Soraya, let me ask you. I want to throw some other questions out there, right? I want to throw some other questions out there to Give me a sec. I'm starting to burn up.
You sound like me, child.
Man,
I got this old school fan over here, girl. You don't want to see this fan.
Joanna said, I don't pick either, but unfortunately, my last name tells on me.
Joanna crazy. Oh man. Okay. So you know what, Joanna? Let me ask you this because here's the question that I had, and I don't know if you was in here when I was speaking on this before, but when they talked about like Puerto Rico, right? And I look, you're not from Puerto Rico, but you're half Puerto Rican, right? Obviously. So tell me if that offended you or not. And can you put it in the comment section? And you're more than welcome to come on the screen. If you want to come on here and talk as well, I will send you the link. You can come up on the screen and also talk and share your views. Let me know if that offended you, being somebody that is also half Puerto Rican. Did that mean anything to you or not? Put that in the section. And Soraya and Ian, what I want to ask y'all is give me some of your policies on I don't know if you covered why you actually voted for Trump. Like what do you think you're gonna get out of this? Why is not saying because what do you think you're gonna get out of this?
Why is a question that can't be answered?
What do you think we're gonna get out
They're
of
frozen.
For Trump? I mean, we kind of said that and why we voted. Oh, we froze.
Oh, there they go. Okay.
I mean, we kind of said that like with why we voted for him, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like some of his things that he says, it is scary to think about, especially for me, like women's rights. That's the only thing that I'm like nervous about. But my main reason was for economic reasons, because it's just been crazy. Like Ian said, when he was president, people are scared, like, oh, he's gonna cut this, he's gonna cut that. But like, I mean, when he was president, he didn't do that the first time, and it wasn't really that bad when he was president. So I don't know.
Outside of COVID.
Yeah, I think when COVID came, then that's really where like he slipped, and like you know, but yeah.
Okay. Ian, no, I'm sorry. Let's go to Ian.
No, I feel like with Trump, we're gonna get like probably like maybe a continuation from like his first run as president. I feel like he has like a lot of stuff in place that's like should help us as Americans, and there are certain things that he stands for that I do not agree with. Like I said, like it's the lesser of two evils when he came to this presidency, you know. So like for the most part, like the cons, like the whole abortion thing, obviously I don't agree with him with that. But what people don't understand is that Congress really run the country. It's not just the president, you know? Because I can be president and not have like these ideologies that I want to put into bill and be into like come to fruition. But if 3/4 of Congress don't agree on it, it ain't gonna go through. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it all comes down to Congress who really passes it, you know?
Right.
So as it goes for taxation, I feel like businesses are gonna flourish under his administration. Tax credits for people who have children are gonna flourish. Like that's one thing that him and Kamala both agreed on was I think they were raising the tax credit for each child from 2,000 to like 6, and Trump was 2,000 to 5,000. So that's still, you know, a plus for everyone, you know, who have children rather. But yeah, I just feel like I don't know. I feel like it will be like the country will be in a better standing than it is right now with him under helm. That's just my opinion.
Can I say one thing?
Sure. Go ahead, Cherry Pie.
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Two things I want to say. Because I went to the gas station the other day and gas was down to 2 something. All right. So another thing I want to say is that people have to take into consideration anybody, the mayors in your city, anything, right? When they come into office, no matter what they promise they can do or want to do, they might have good intent to want to do these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that, because once they get in there, they have to clean up the mess before them. These things don't happen overnight. They can't come in there and like a snow blower or a broom or something and just sweep things and make everything okay. All right. It takes time. You have to clean up the administration before you.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time to do these things. He was a businessman, right? Or whatever. At the end of the day, what they say, the day have to end, right? You gotta be patient, okay? Because I've seen people, no lie, they were interviewing college students, these people all walks of life, and they was asking them about the different candidates. And the things that they were saying about the candidates, they didn't do the knowledge because what they were thinking was what the candidate went against. You understand? And a lot of them did not know, you know? So don't expect, because if somebody say, oh, I'm gonna give you a Tootsie Roll Pop when I get in there, right? That it's gonna happen overnight. It takes time to make these things happen. So you have to be patient. And fear does not live in this home and nor any of your homes, okay? We speaking that into existence, okay? If you start fearing stuff, give yourself anxiety, you go crazy and all that. What's for you, and ain't.
I'm gonna say something.
But before you say something, no, just real quick. Joanna is on the screen. I want her to get a chance to talk. She's not coming on camera, but she is here. Y'all will be able to hear her speak. I just want to welcome Joanna to the stage.
No, I don't see you, Joanna, but I see your thing. Shout out to you, hon.
But hello, go ahead, everyone. Ray has something to say. I'm gonna let Ray go, and then we're gonna go to Joanna.
I'm gonna say 2 things about what Ian said. First things first, what Ian said about Congress and the Senate. You know, the Senate and the House making sure that the president gets what he wants. That's why your local voting matters, because you can vote for president, but if you don't vote for the proper Senate and House on your beliefs, the stuff will not change. And the same thing works for your state. See, a lot of people only run and they want to vote for the president, but they forget there's an election for your governor, there's an election for a state senate, there's a state house, and you got to vote on that stuff too.
Yes.
You know? And if you don't vote on that stuff, then you wonder, and you're looking at, because everybody believes that the president can change your life. No, the president only works on a federal level. The stuff he does affects the whole country. When you worried about where you live at, like we live in New York State and we complaining about New York State tax, that's because the governor in New York is making sure that you pay high taxes. And they keep voting, and they make you confused because when you look at this election, everybody was acting like Donald Trump wasn't the president. When you listen to the Democrats talk, they were talking like we didn't think he wasn't the president before Joe Biden. We didn't have no problems when he was the president outside of COVID.
Come on.
And they kept telling us the democracy is going to end when he becomes the president. That's the same fear they put the first time. They trying to run it back and it didn't work. And you got to pay attention to that. People, when your politicians are leading with fear, they're not being honest with you.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right. So listen, Joanna.
Pay attention.
Welcome to the stage, Joanna. So we definitely want to hear from you. Let us know if you voted, and if you did, who and why, and give us your take on, what it is that you wanted the people to know.
So first, I just want to say I agree with Ray as far as the local, the state, the federal, and all that stuff. See, that part was easy for me. That part was so easy. It's the main ballot that was the problem for me because, like Soraya and them said, it's the lesser of two evils. I agree with that as well. But both candidates, for me, like, I don't agree with any of them. First, Kamala Harris was VP already. I can't even count on one hand how many times I've seen her or what she stands for. Like, where was she? She had 4 years where she could have made some change and she did nothing. I've never seen her. I've seen first ladies more than I've seen her.
Michelle Obama, for one.
Right. Yeah. And even I've seen this thing where like Ray had said something, her accomplishment was keeping Black men in jail. Well, not only that, like the single mother thing, she was going after single mothers because she wanted that dollar as far as them attending school. I don't know if you guys all seen that. Like,
I seen that.
Yeah.
Wait, she wanted the dollar for, wait.
Yes, she did.
Depending on the student count and you actually being present in school, you get a certain dollar amount for your state. And she was going after kids and single mothers where if they were absent, because she wasn't getting that dollar if they was absent. Now, in that one particular situation, she took this poor lady through the ringer, through the courts while she was prosecutor. And the lady's child was, I don't remember what.
Disabled.
Yeah.
That's the one I was talking about. Go ahead, girl.
Right. I don't remember exactly what it was. But the lady had documentation and everything. And she still went after her. And
put the lady in jail.
Yes. Like, she literally ruined her life. So, like, I don't agree with things like that. Now, as far as Trump, I don't like him either. He doesn't stand for me. He doesn't stand for anything. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some things I agree with him on as well. But Trump just scares me because he's unhinged. I don't agree with half of the things he says. Like, he doesn't need the Puerto Rican thing. Yes, I am Puerto Rican. But look into that history. As much money as Puerto Rico gives them, Puerto Rico wants to be a statehood. They don't want Puerto Rico to be a statehood because they're not going to have access to all that money Puerto Rico comes. So you got to look at the source that it comes from. It's ignorant what they said, regardless if it was Latinos, Black. But I don't see them saying anything negative about white people, which that doesn't fit right with me.
But no, Joanna, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Puerto Rico does have a trash problem, don't they?
But so do we.
No, we do. No. This is true, right? But they do have a trash problem, right?
Yes, they do.
So, okay.
This is
my thing. This is my thing, right? So it's like, where's the lie? Because he said it in the contents of he shouldn't have said it the way he said it, but it
Well,
was true. But it was
that was
true.
actually going to be my next point. One thing I don't agree with is his professionalism. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I think again, I think people would be more that are on the other side would be more accepting if he acted like a president.
But that would be, you said acting. Now listen to the word that you said, acting, right? I don't want nobody to act with me. I want
Okay,
them to be straight up.
but it's all about delivery. Acting
That's
is
true
just
too.
the word. You know, I got my quotation
No,
fingers
no,
up.
no, no. You're right. You listen. Say how you feel, and that's what it is, right?
But just
So let
like
me say,
look at this part.
if you and I were friends, right? If you and I were friends, right, and you're talking to me about something, right? What would you want me to be? Raw or just
Okay,
be
of
acting?
course. Ask Teresa. I'm the realest you gonna get. There's
Come
no
on,
filter
girl.
here.
Come on, girl.
Most
But at
Come
the
on,
end of the
definitely
girl.
day,
is. I will tell you,
at
she
the end
is
of the
for
I
day,
like
for
her.
sure.
at the end of the day, there's a
I
time and
like
place
her.
for everything. Like you're not gonna go up into a corporate job and talk about what you just talked about on the street corner. There's a
That's
time
a
and
fact.
place for
That's a fact.
everything. He represents our country. So and you're supposed to be the leader of the free world. You don't get up on the stage and act like you sucking a swabby.
Do y'all
Like
remember when
And
Trump
can I
first
say something to
won
Joanna
the
real quick?
first
Yeah,
time, when
yeah.
he
Hold
first
on,
won
guys.
the
Ray,
first time?
Go ahead. Ray, go ahead.
Yo, Joanna, I have to disagree with you, okay?
Oh, you disagree with what? On
With
what?
her saying with Donald Trump being unhinged. I'm explaining to you why I have no problem with it.
Because I'm
Because we
unhinged.
had 46 presidents before him that was supposed to be hinged, and nothing happened. You know, I don't mind unhinged because you know what unhinged is keeping us from going to war. Nobody
yeah.
wanted to fuck with Donald Trump
Oh
when
no.
he, you know.
Oh no, I agree with that too. Like, you know, people are scared to mess with him. You know, I get that. Like, even with Biden, I don't think he should have been president. He's senile. He can't even keep
Poor,
half of his word.
poor Biden.
They
Like,
took
no,
advantage of
but
him. Oh my
seriously,
God.
like it just makes us look bad. Like
Yeah.
back in the
No,
day.
it
Miss
doesn't.
Miz
But
and
wait, no,
Ray,
It,
listen,
can we
hold
do
on a sec.
something for
No, it
fun real
doesn't.
quick?
Wait,
Can we
hold
do
on a
something
sec.
for fun real quick, y'all? Let's do Joanna.
Yo,
come on.
listen to
I
this.
love you.
I'm gonna
Okay,
She
that's
heard
it.
that all her life. She tired of it.
I know.
you know,
But
Joanna.
listen, I totally agree with that. But look back in the day, nobody used to mess with America. Nobody used to
Nobody.
mess with us.
I gotta tell you too. That's another reason why I did not pick Kamala because I felt now that
Is
I
it
fall
Kamala or
I fall
Kamala?
Kamala.
whatever her name is. I fall in the middle of what you're saying, Joanna, because first I agree with you. He should represent himself in a more professional light as a president, right? But I also do like the aggressiveness in him because it shows people like, yo, don't play with him because you don't know what the hell that man is gonna do.
Oh,
So
I'm all for it. Like when he passed that, what is it? I'm sorry.
no.
Forgive me if I'm not politically correct, but I don't know where it was in, you know, when the whole Osama bin Laden thing was going on. When he passed that guy that note, I'm all for it. Of course, I'm all for it.
Wait. What no? I don't know.
Yeah. They was at one of the.
I think I gotta check out because y'all got me on the floor.
Yeah, he slid him a note like, tell him what it said, Ray. Like,
I don't
yeah,
remember
I love
exactly
that.
what
Look at we all calling on Ray.
but I know he checked. He checked. I forgot who the guy was, but he checked him.
It said 3:00.
Yeah. No, he more than checked him. He was like,
Wait,
he
3 o'clock
showed
after
him.
school.
Hold on, he showed him like you know, the satellite picture of where he be at, and basically told him if another American soldier die, that he gonna send that and basically blow his ass up. He did that. Like, I
I
love
don't
that.
think I should
Like,
be here.
let me tell you something. Like, I agree with like a lot of the stuff Donald Trump got going on. Like, okay, I actually had this conversation with a coworker. I don't feel like this is America. I don't feel like this is America. Even when I step out the store. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm Puerto Rican, but I also want diversity. I don't want to be surrounded by all the meter meters.
Oh my God!
Yo,
Don't
can
say
I say
meter.
Can I say
Listen though,
I wanna-
but listen to where I'm coming from. When we went to school with black, white, Chinese, Indian. Where
Yes.
I live, it's 99% Latino. I don't want that for my kid. I want him to experience the world through the classroom.
Yes, I agree.
So,
Joanna, real quick. You said America is not respected when Donald Trump is the president.
No, that's not what I said.
What you said? Let me make sure so I get it right.
No,
I'm gonna just shut up.
Like they respect him as far as the fact that they know that he's not playing. But I mean, as far as the look of things, I just need him to act more presidential, more professional. You still say
You
you
don't
can
want him to
still
act. You don't want
listen.
him to act. You want him to
Are
be
you
himself. So
allowed to
let's take
curse
the
on
word
here?
act out.
You could go say what you want. This is raw and
Listen,
uncut. Say it how you feel it.
you
Go ahead, girl.
can say fuck you without saying fuck you. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't disagree.
Y'all don't want me to be president, cause child,
I don't disagree, but Joanne,
and y'all need to vote for me next time.
I'm gonna explain to you why I don't find nothing wrong with what Donald Trump is doing, because I'd rather have somebody in there unhinged than America looking as weak as we do.
Right.
Come on now,
And see,
and
I
Ray is
agree.
a veteran. He
And
done
I
went through
agree.
the trenches.
No, I'm gonna explain to you why. When you look at America, we are not respected around the world like we used to be. All we're being used for is our soldiers.
Right.
But when you got a president saying, "Nah, we're gonna take care of home first. We're gonna make other countries
that's what I need.
Their dues." It's about time that happens, and we got to stop being weak. There's nothing wrong.
No, I
with
agree.
President standing and saying, "Huh?"
I totally agree with that. I hate the fact of where we are right now. Like, that's why I was saying back in the day, nobody messed with us. Now it's like we a joke. So I totally agree with that.
We do look like a joke.
We
look weak.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
When you got a president telling China, we are no longer going to take your stuff for cheap. We send all our stuff out. They make us pay out the ass.
Oh, I have a question for you, Ray.
But they send their stuff in for nothing.
You will know this more than any of us. How do you feel about him removing us from NATO? Because that's kind of scary too.
No,
because America can't beat the whole world. We need allies.
We are the whole world. When you look at,
they ain't treating us like it.
Exactly, because
they playing in our face.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell you why, Terry. I'm gonna tell you why. You know what America's most the most important export is our soldiers and our money.
Right.
Come on.
Whenever the world needs us, we send over our people, and then
let me tell you what I do like about what he said about the NATO thing. We all in NATO with how many other countries? Why are we paying? How much percent are we paying? I don't like that either.
That's what it is. Israel, I just spoke on it earlier. We could send out 1 million bombs, but and watch them blow up babies. But as soon as we say, "Hey, nah, we don't want it. We don't want you doing that more. We hate Israel." Nah,
right. See, we there. We here on that. See, because I don't agree with. I think we blindly, protect Israel. I don't agree with everything with the Israel situation, because for me, first of all, if we supposed to sit here and have your back, you need to take heed to what we saying. If we say don't do X, Y, Z, and then the Israel prime minister get up there and say, "Well, this is our country," okay, then you protect your own damn country. Then
exactly. Do it with your dollar, not ours.
I think they need to bring them felons from in jail to go fight in the damn war.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't want no felons going over there fighting.
No,
I'm talking about the ones in jail.
Why not?
Being in the military.
Shit, they act like they ride it.
No. Here's why I say that. Being in the military.
Soraya and Ian, y'all quiet.
It's about, it's about.
They're like they ain't frozen. They ain't Elsa. They ain't frozen.
Let me say something real quick to Cherry. It's about structure. What you don't want is people you can't control on your
side. Right. No, you're right. I never even thought about that, Ray. Thank you for that sound check, because you know what? I used to always say, even including my brother, God rest his soul, right? I used to be like, Get your ass over there fighting the war since you want to be, a little gangster. But I get what you're saying. No
Mm,
control. Yeah, I got you. I got
mhm.
you.
I
I
just
got
don't
you.
understand what's going on with America today. I have not seen a good candidate. Now, back in the day, we used to talk shit about Bush. We used to talk about that, but I'd
Yeah.
take a Bush any day today. I will take
Okay.
a Reagan. Like, I'm sorry, Obama didn't do shit either. And I was
No,
one of
he
the people.
didn't.
Listen, I was one of them people. Our president is back singing all when he got elected. He ain't do shit either.
But
Nothing, nada.
I'm gonna make some money off of that newspaper the next day when he became president because I got that motherfucker laminated.
Me too. I got that too. But let me talk about that really quickly about Obama. And I don't have nothing against Obama, but yeah, I don't think that he really did anything specifically for black people. And
No,
and
he didn't.
some
He
now
didn't.
now I do respect the part where he says, "I am everybody's president," right?
That,
I
yeah.
I respect that because he
That's
is. Us
right.
as Americans, everybody, no matter what it is, because
Well,
Obama is not 100% black. Obama is half white and half black.
Well, the
So,
Kamala,
so
Kamala, whatever her name, tried to use that kind of verbiage as well. Like, I want to do it for everybody, but it just
Mm.
didn't go over when she said it. I
absolutely.
didn't believe it.
Because black people are tired of
I don't
doing
believe
something
you.
for
You need more
everybody.
people.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. How I look at it. Right at the end of the day, when we look at, first of all, you gotta vote for again, and I'm gonna bring it back to this. You have to vote for who you think is going to align with your morals and the policies that you think are gonna affect
Right.
your family. Now, when we start to talk about people, and then I said this before, I had to say, okay, because I got so many people that look at me because I'm black that
Right.
they think that I'm a sellout or I'm this and I'm that because I voted for Trump and not Kamala, right? So my thing is, and people really like insulting you and stuff like that, and they really can't believe it because you know what? Society expect us all to look alike, talk alike, dress alike, act alike. Like we can't be individuals and have our own
Right.
mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like we
Mm-hmm.
can't be critical
Yeah.
thinkers and say, "Well, let me see. This doesn't align with what I want. I'm going to vote for this person." And then they want to attack you. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm just saying because it's crazy. Look, and I said this before, I don't care. Like if somebody say, "Yo, I voted for Kamala," okay, that's what you have your reasons. You
Yeah.
have your reasons. There's no reason why everybody should be losing friends and family and
No.
stuff like that
Yeah.
just because we think differently or we looking for something different.
Yeah, we
Like,
could agree to disagree.
I blame
okay,
Sexy
so wait,
Red.
tell me what do you disagree with? What part?
Nah, he blames sexy
Are
red.
you saying you disagree with what I'm saying, or are you
No,
saying you?
no. I'm saying when you said we shouldn't have to lose friends and family members, it
Right,
shouldn't be. We could agree to disagree.
right, yes,
That's
Your
right.
choice is your choice and my choice is my choice. That's just like if I have a man and my best friend don't like my man, you gonna have to respect it because we come as a package deal, honey.
okay.
You can't sit here and force your opinion on me.
Mm.
I blame
Tell
Beyonce.
him.
I blame Beyonce too.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Oh my God, Ray is crazy.
Big shout out to Mark. Mark, I see you
Listen,
on the check-in.
forgive me if you a beehive person, okay? But
I'm not.
Beyonce ain't shit either. Where the hell she come from? You ain't seen that bitch in years.
You had
But
the
now
whole
all of a sudden she
beehive.
coming out on
You had the
stages.
whole beehive come for our asses, child.
Yo, okay, so I'm a beehive girl. I just want to let
Let me
everybody know.
Miss, let me tell you something. I'm
Beehive,
a
we gonna
Cherry
have to agree to
Poppins girl.
disagree.
They can kiss my flat behind, child, while they bullshit. I need to get off this line because I done been imbibing and I've been said the wrong thing.
Listen,
Listen,
I'm gonna
I
tell y'all
said the
like
wrong
this.
thing too many times, but it is what it is. You want the real, right?
Yeah, basically, but
Facts.
let me say this to y'all. Although I am fans of Beyonce and I am a fan of Jay-Z, right? But that was not enough for
Me
them
too.
to put them up on that stage or Fat Joe or whoever they had up there
Right.
to talk
Wait,
because
Fat Joe was
wait,
up
let me
there?
just Fat Joe was up there. Let me
Well,
just
Here,
say this.
Leo, you
they
are
should be.
Hold on, guys. Let me just say this.
Yeah.
You cannot think that all we are are just a bunch of people that don't need nothing but entertainment. And that we're not looking for nothing else. Like we just want to party. Oh,
Right.
yeah, we like to dance, we like to have fun. But listen, we want more than that. And you have to offer us more than that. This is why Donald Trump won, because people are tired of being overlooked and they're
Right.
tired of being shitted on. Okay? They're tired, and somebody might say, well, he ain't gonna give you nothing. But you know what?
Neither is she.
I felt he gonna give me more than what she was. So I made a conscious decision to go in his direction.
Well, not only
Well,
that,
Fat Joe should have went up there and sung, "Yeah, I wanna live my lifestyle. Never seen a brick,
well, look
never
at it
seen a
like this.
crack house. Cause ain't none of them candidates ain't lived that lifestyle, seen a brick or a crack
For
house.
me, with the
Goodbye."
entertainers, for example, I can respect if that's that you're signing behind them or whatever it is, because that's true. You truly do align with what's going on. But I don't agree with you backing somebody just because they're a woman or just because they're black or just
Thank
because
you.
they're white or just because they're a man. That
Yeah.
part I
Yeah.
don't, and that's what that was given to me.
Yes,
No.
Here,
yes,
Yeah.
here's
yes.
here's why
Understood.
I don't I disagree. I don't like the entertainers getting up there because you have
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Me
following.
either.
They only using them for following. But the
Right.
reason I don't like the entertainers, because the entertainers, that's your opportunity to get them to understand what your community wants. And if you get up there and all you doing is pandering for the candidate that you want to get behind, but you're not telling them, hey, this is what my community needs, you're failing the people
Yeah.
that's following you.
Come on, Ray. Damn.
You want to go deeper into that? I'm sorry, but you not my community. You living up there on a hill in a mansion while I'm down here in the hood, honey. So we don't represent the same thing. And regardless of who's voted into office, guess what? Your pocketbook is going to be okay. Mine is not.
That's like
Listen,
them pastors, honey.
but
It's like them pastors. They be over there tithing and stuff, and the pastor rolling around and elections and everything, and you around here with your hoop there. And when
that's
you're
why
when you're
that's why
behind
I
the
say that,
homeless, they
Joanna.
don't want to look out.
That's why I say that, Joanna, because not for nothing.
Crazy.
Just because they don't live in our community and they've made it out, right? They're now speaking for our community. And it's
They don't speak for me.
no,
They
listen.
really not speaking for the community because they
When
don't even know the trenches we still go through.
Right. And I respect the fact that you made it out.
No.
But
Let me say something though. They made it out, right? But
Mhm.
when and not for nothing, you may not follow Fat Joe, I may not follow Fat Joe, but our community does.
Yeah. Oh no, I
So
love Fat Joe outside of
let me say
politics.
something. When we following him, and as much as we might not think, he does represent us because we follow him. He's speaking for us because we follow him. So when we following him, he has that opportunity as us.
Yeah,
The
he has
person we
influence.
follow to speak
That's
for us.
true.
Yep. He has
Ray is on
influence.
point with that. That is
Mhm.
So
that
we
is
cannot
major what he
say
said.
just because he doesn't live in the community no more, he does not represent us. He does when we follow us. And he now has to understand, if we following you, you need to understand that if you're going to speak for us, you need to make sure they understand what we want.
Right. Right.
Come on.
Agreed.
Sexy Red, Beyonce, all of them, they got up on the stage because they were paid. They were not
Right.
looking at it. They were not looking at it. It was about it was financially beneficial. It was never about us.
Yeah, and exactly. And that's what people need to realize. Yes,
Can I say
it's
one thing?
okay to be a fan, but not when
Yep.
it comes to your family.
I'm gonna ask everybody that's watching this live if they see it later, share it. Just share it on all platforms. Just share it, because everything that was said needs to be heard.
Absolutely.
Not
Karen asked
listened to,
Miz.
but heard.
Karen said, Miz, you are quiet. I got a side thing order in the court. Okay. That must means that like let the other person finish talking so the other person
I'm
can be
sorry because
heard.
I was cutting people off.
And
We about to
also,
log out, y'all.
okay, I know you guys are quiet anyway, so go ahead. I appreciate y'all. Do y'all have any other things,
Yeah.
anything to say? Or y'all said what y'all had to say?
I said what I had to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like,
Okay, all right.
It is what it is. It is what it is. That's what it is.
You don't have nothing else to say? Come on, y'all got something else to say. I'm gonna shut up.
So listen, I'm quiet, Karen, because I like to give everybody a chance to be able to talk. I want everybody to be heard. That's why I always stress, let the other person finish talking. I know sometimes we really want to get things off our chest, but when you're talking when somebody else is talking, believe me, people can't make out what the other person is saying. It just sounds like people talking over each other. So you're not making your words are not clear.
I want to respond to Shaquille after when we get a chance.
Okay, all right. Okay. Well,
I'm gonna respond to Shaquille. Shaquille was like, Ray, we want to make Black America great again. And I have to understand, when was Black America ever great? It's only great for us because
let me say this. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I say that because it's voting for Donald Trump is not going to make it great for us. When we look at each other and we start lifting each other up instead of killing each other, then it'll be great for Black America. But we got to start looking at each other and seeing value in each other in order for it to be great. That's all I got to say.
I'm going to piggyback off of that. I'm going to go next. Of course, listen, I'm always going to be riding with my people at the end of the day. But I don't make excuses for ignorance. And I would never do that. When you make excuses for ignorance, you keep people stuck in a certain place and mentality that does not allow them to grow. Okay? So when we talk about Black America, when we talk about a Black America great, this is just my take. And I'm going to be honest. When we talk about that might have been, during Black Wall Street times. And honestly, I'm going to say this, although like I'm all for integration now. I don't really have a problem with nobody. I don't care what color you are. Okay. Because I know that all, what they say, all skin folks ain't kin folks. Yeah. Everybody that look like me and that's Black is not always going to be my best. That might be my number one enemy trying to take me down. So I've learned to not get too caught up in color. All right. But I am going to say this. When you think about integration and Black being great against Shaquille, this is for you. It ain't what you're looking for. I don't think it's going to happen. When I really look at Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all them, remember, they had their differences. And they had their differences. Let's look at the Black people now who are the most popular, like let's say Boyce Watkins or Dr. Umar Johnson. They have their differences. A lot, like they might talk to, but these people, I'm just trying to tell you that everybody, and it's okay to have your differences. So for us, when we talk about Black people, it's not going to happen because we're too deeply integrated. And we were more together as a people when we didn't have no choice, where we only had each other, when we had to have our own buses, our own hospitals, our own airplanes, our own neighborhoods, our own stores, our own doctors. We had no choice when they wasn't trying to fuck with us like that, right? So we didn't have no choice. So we were together more stronger back then. But I'm sorry, I don't really believe that is going to be happening anymore. We're too deeply integrated and we're too separated as a people. There is no unity within the Black community at all. All we have is a bunch of neighborhoods. We do not have no community. So, like Joanna said, we grew up together. We grew up with white, Black, Hispanics, Indians, Asians. It didn't even, to tell you the truth, I didn't even understand racism and all the differences in people until I moved to Rockland County and Spring Valley. When I was growing up in Philadelphia, I was not taught that shit. People were people to me. It didn't matter what they were, what color that they was, and none of that. As when I was younger, growing up, with Joanna being a person who is half white and half Puerto Rican, right? So you're looking at that. You're looking at the other people.
The only one on the block.
Okay. You're looking at, remember Jamie. Jamie was Asian. Jamie was Asian descent. You know what I'm saying? We hung around so many different people, and it was us. It was us. We were the community.
Right.
There is none of that no more.
No, there isn't. And that's
I
where
love
I
what
have
she
a
said.
problem with. But you know what I hate about us too? And when I say us, I mean the Black community and the Latino community. We don't recognize, everybody else recognizes our worth. We do not. Because why do you think they going after the Black and the Latino vote?
And
Right.
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
come on,
We need to
girl. Come on,
recognize
push
our
through.
power and our worth because,
Push
like
through.
Ray had mentioned
Right.
earlier about you got to make that change and whatever. First of all, if you're allowing it, then you're making a choice. You know what I'm saying? If you're continuing to go with the same thing, that's your choice at that point. Because things only happen that you allow to happen. But my point is we need to start recognizing that and changing our strategy and how we move because like I said, they recognize it. We the one getting in our own way.
Yeah.
That's
I'm gonna
right.
say
And
something
they
to Joanna.
always have recognized it.
You
And
know
you're
what?
right. And we always got in our own way.
I'm gonna say something to Joanna, and and this is a problem with America and why these politicians are getting away with what they're getting away with. When America, and I have to say this, when poor white America and poor Black America realize that it's not each other that is the problem with this country, and we unite together, we can make a change for this country, and that's when this America will be a great again. And that's the issue. We're too busy arguing with poor white people, and poor white people are too busy arguing with us about what's wrong with this country. And not realizing that it's the politician that's keeping us
Right.
apart from each other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Stop looking at color and start looking at tax brackets, honey.
Yep.
Come on, Joanna. That's right.
That is a fact. So, like, okay, from everybody, I want to know what do you think are we looking forward to in the future with Donald Trump as the president?
I don't know. Like I said, Trump kind of scares me a little bit. I think he takes things too far, but what I am hoping for is I just want whoever is sitting in that office, take care of home first. Take care of home first. Please take care of home first. I want to feel like back in the day, like, we all go through our internal struggles, and I mean us within America, forget about the rest of the world. But I want to feel like that camaraderie back in the day. Like it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. Like, don't get me wrong. Of course, you still have
Mhm.
people that stand in there and they stand their ground or fool them, this, that. I don't think it needs to be that. I just think America needs to be America first. Any other country you go to, even Mexico, he was on, I think, that show Dateline or 2020, whatever that show is. Even that president was like, when he was talking about the border wall and us wanting him to do, but he said on air, I'm going to take care of my countrymen first. Take note. He just slapped you in the face with it. But we still
Mhm.
are sitting there catering. Now, this is a sore topic for me, like the migration, the mass deportation, because again, I am Hispanic and that does affect some people in my world.
Right.
But at the same token, I am American and I want to feel like I'm in America too. And then
Yeah.
not only that, when my tax dollars, now don't get me wrong, if you coming over here for the right reasons and you doing what you supposed to be doing, but when you coming over here getting a free ride, I don't agree with that. Because guess what? You getting more help than we are. A homeless
Bingo.
person, there's too many homeless people. I had a guy sitting in my bush with a chair sleeping the other night. We homeless
Mm.
people here, but homeless people can't go get governmental help because they don't have an address. Make it
Yup.
make sense. But then they could come up
Right.
over here and get cards, cash, benefits, be up in luxury
Mhm.
hotels in Manhattan on my tax dollar. How about I
Yup.
get to choose
Address.
who I give my tax dollars to? Because I'm sorry, I don't want nobody how you say it. Like I say it at even at work, like when you have a lazy worker, like you ain't collecting a check on my back.
Mm.
That part I don't agree with. Like
Can
the
I ask
family.
you guys a question?
Good.
What about
Joanna.
when they? I don't know because I don't think I researched that. I had some nerves telling out of research, but the talk about the pension and the social security being broken down.
Oh, them taking away Social Security?
Yeah.
I didn't hear.
About Social Security being broken down. Here's the problem with
I
people.
gotta step away 1 second. I'll be right back. But
I need my Social Security later on in life now.
Right. Here's the thing. And I have to say this. Social Security was broke a long time ago. What people fail to understand, and if we do a little bit of research, 9/11, when 9/11 happened, we used a lot of Social Security to fight the war. What happens? Well, they never put the money back.
What?
Well, I have a problem with that too.
George Bush,
because that is our money.
Yes, they never put the money back. So now the only way to fix Social Security is either to cut it or make it making an investment where America invests the money so that we can get it back.
Are you kidding me?
Or raise the age. You ever notice when we think that we're going down on Social Security, we
raise the age. You're right. So you're right. That much I know.
When you got people dying at a younger age and you raise the bracket for Social Security to a higher age, now you're eliminating a lot of people, especially now when you got a lot of baby boomers about to collect Social Security. So this is why we tell people that you got to think about who you're voting for right now. And I'm not saying that Donald Trump, because they did talk about breaking up Social Security, but I'm gonna say this, all right? The last time America was united was 9/11.
And you know what a famous thing they always say, Ray, is that Americans have short-term memories. Like, who even talks about that anymore?
I think it's selective.
Well, look, when we have tragedy and loss, we come together and we are strong for it. But that's for what? A year, 2 years? And then we go our separate ways again, and you never see it or you never hear about it again. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna say this, right?
I think it's selective, yeah.
I lost my faith in black people when we started protesting and people were dancing at the protesters in front of the police. You know,
well, to piggyback off that, Ray, what do you think about them saying about giving police like more power and full immunity and that stuff? That scares me too, because look what we as blacks and Latinos, we already dealing with some crap with that. I can't hear you, Ray, if you're talking.
Ray, you're muted. Uh-oh. Miss.
I can't hear.
We can't hear you, Ray.
I hear you.
I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna come down.
No, I can hear you. Yeah, can't hear you, Ray. This y'all way here saying the show is over.
X all of that out. Yep, there you go.
There you go.
You hear me? Okay. Hey, people be doing what they do. I don't know. It is what it is. Is it? Oh, okay. They asked if it was mute. Yes, I am snacking. I went upstairs and got a snack. Okay. Let me see if I can do it like here. Or like that. Nope. Like this. There we go. All right. So look. What was I gonna say? She said, but hold on. Cherry Poppin says she still can't hear. Tell
She
Mama,
got to be
can you
added
hear?
back to the.
Yeah, she's not even on here right now.
She's not anymore. She got to log back in.
Cherry Poppins, if you can log back in because you're not on here. I don't see you on here. But you can hear me, right, Joanna?
Yeah, I can hear you guys now.
Okay, I can hear you too. Everything is back. Woo,
I want to say, because I've been wanting to say this.
Okay.
I was listening to Power 105 this morning, right? Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of people that were pissed off that Kamala lost, right?
A lot.
And they all blamed it on everybody else. Like, oh, it was Biden's fault. It was it was black men. It was so and so and so. But I'm gonna be honest with you. It
was black men.
Here's the problem with everybody. And I'm gonna just speak to Power 105's audience. You're a bunch of idiots because y'all looked at everything other than, and I'm not, because it's not Power 105. Because I'm gonna be honest, Charlemagne told people, like, yo, the reason they lost is because the Democrats did not tap into what they really needed, what people were saying. They were not tapping into the fact that people were saying, hey, the economy's bad. Crime. When you look in New York City, crime is bad. Democrats didn't tap into that. They just went with the dancing, the rappers,
but they trying to say that the economy is not bad and that it's inflation.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Either way, and you know what, I'm gonna tell you this: Obama really failed a lot. He got on stage and he failed. He blamed all black men. Y'all need to do this. They trying to chastise black people. You know what the problem with that is you getting on stage and saying, hey, if you don't vote for Kamala, it's your fault. No, instead of looking at it and saying, hey, this is what we need to fix in order to get black people to come back to us.
Yeah, because it kind of was a contradictory, because at one point you saying, I'm going to represent the Americans, but in the same sentence you pointing fingers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, when you look at the whole situation, like, for me, I'm hoping that our economy gets better. It's unfair, like I said earlier, that taxes are the way they are. Inflation is so bad that no matter what the working minimum wage is, you can never catch up to what inflation is. So I believe that when they talked about back in the day about wiping out the middle class and killing off the poor, I think that's where we are right now. They literally
are. I'm tired of going to the grocery store, spending $500-$600 coming home with 3 bags.
Okay. Yo, you take the shit out the bag. You like, what?
Joanna, you got 3 bags?
We jealous. We jealous. How you get you must have
Hold on. Remember back in the day when you used to be able to spend $200 and your trunk be full?
Right.
That's where I need to be. That's where I need to be. You could have the technology, you could have all the advancements you want, but take me back to that place.
You know what, Joanna? You're right, because I notice now when we go to the store, we might spend $200, and the only thing taking up space in our trunk is the water.
Right? Exactly.
And I'm gonna say something else that I think is very important that I haven't really heard them touch on yet, and we didn't even touch on this tonight. And that is that our food is killing us. It's fake. The GMOs food, the organic shit ain't really organic. We ain't got no seeds in our fruit. So when you're trying to eat healthy and you're trying to be freaking healthy, it don't even matter because you're not even getting the nutrition that you need to get, that is supposed to be coming from. He over there with the damn bag. I said, kick him in there. He bought the chips, but I'm just saying.
But seriously, that part.
Guess what?
The
It don't even matter. It don't matter because it doesn't matter if I eat that or something else because if I eat the good
It's the
stuff,
same shit.
it's the same damn thing. So we gotta fight for that because they are trying to kill us off by giving us horrible food that is banned in 30 other countries. Okay,
Right.
this is where the issue. Let me tell you something. It's bigger than black and white. Hey, it's bigger than all of that. Yo, no, seriously, all jokes aside, it is bigger than that. I'm talking
No,
about
that
what
part you said I
yeah.
think is the major part, the seeds. That amazes me. How can you have a grape without seeds? How can you have watermelon? Where's them brown seeds?
I don't know.
The brown seeds that we used to spit out. Where are they? For real. Like people really don't focus on stuff like that because they think it's so
Okay.
minute, but it's not.
Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, and I'm gonna be doing a show on this because it's so deep that we don't understand that we sit here and we try to make the right decisions with our life when it comes to the things that we eat. We could talk about exercising, we could talk about fasting, we could talk about, the right dieting plan. But if we go in the supermarket and the only thing we have access to is food that is killing us, then it don't matter who we vote for and what we do if none of us ain't going to be here anyway because we all dying from some type of freaking disease because all they want to do is keep pumping medication in our systems and writing prescriptions and only really focusing on the symptom and not focusing on what's the cause is. We have bigger problems than that. And those are some of the things that we should be talking to these politicians about. Donald Trump, we need to know. I know that you want to fix the economy when we talk about money, but don't let money be more than our health. Okay? Don't let money be more than our health because
Health is wealth.
I was just about to say that. You took the words out of my mouth.
I'm gonna say this, and I heard this before. I can't say remember where I got the saying from. But if you walk into your supermarket and they have a health food section, what is all the other food?
Ah.
Talk to them.
We talk about food is high, but you getting our food genetically modified, and if you want healthy food, you got to pay more for it.
Right.
Yes.
That's a problem. I honestly think the genetically modified food should be cheaper.
Well, that goes back to what is that thing? What is it? Farm to table. What is that saying? What is that saying? Farm to table.
Farm to table? I don't think I heard that saying before.
Like basically, you know what I'm saying? Like your local farms, like you get your vegetables from your local thing.
Okay, yes. Okay.
I forget what the saying is, but it's something farm to table or something to table. Like basically cutting out the middleman. Like you go what happened to your butchers? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm gonna say this. We have to do a little research. Monsanto's, there are not really local farms because Monsanto's is honestly taking a lot of the farms away from people who really own them because of the genetically modified seeds. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you if you do a little research, their genetically modified seeds, if they landed on a farm, they can go over there and claim the farm stole their seed and take their property.
Wow. Well, look at that thing that they coming out now with printing food. That is crazy. Do we even hear ourselves printing food? How? Where would the nutritional value be?
I'm gonna go worse.
We don't have any, and this is why we're sick and everybody on social media is they'll scare us with all the stuff that we already know about and then try to sell us some more shit that ain't gonna work.
I'm gonna go worse than that. I think it's China where they taking their shit and making steak out of it.
I heard that. Shit. Can you believe that?
I didn't hear that.
I heard that. Actual feces.
Ew.
They taking the sewer food and making steak. I don't want no food from China.
Well, they had this thing where they was talking about like your meat, like for example, say you have beef and they tested it and it's like from 30 different cows or something. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
I
agree
heard
with
that.
that.
I heard that too. We are in trouble. I'm telling you right now. We have to. Let me tell you something. We have to take control of our own health, and it's hard. I'm speaking for myself. I be struggling. Okay, I be struggling. I try to make the right decisions. Sometimes I don't. um I did fall back on a lot of different things. I fell back on a lot of different things, but it's still a lot. If you don't replace or have a plan ahead of time when it comes to making a lifestyle change, it is extremely difficult to get on a straight like path with trying to eat healthy, especially when you don't have access to good food.
Right.
We sit there and we might still reach for what we're used to. Like I say, okay, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I want to get away from meat, I want to do all these things. And when I go to the supermarket, I now don't know
But
what to replace that
let
stuff
me
with,
ask
so
you.
I'm reaching for what I know.
Let me ask you, why is eating healthier more expensive? Wouldn't you think the ones that you're pumping chemicals into to shelf life and all that stuff, wouldn't you think that costs more to make? Why is eating healthy more expensive? That's where we got to start, because like you said, you're struggling. Some people are struggling because they can't afford to eat healthy. Me
Right.
being one of them. I have a lot of health issues. I'm on a bunch of prescriptions. I don't like it, but that's where I'm at right now. I can't, like, I'm struggling to buy the shitty food. So imagine.
I could answer both your question and Shaquille's question in one sentence. I'm gonna explain to you why. I'm gonna say this. Shaquille said, "What about all the food being thrown away?" You know, if we stop, if the farms are throwing away a lot of good food, we could fix two problems in America by uh, not throwing away the food. First, if we kept the food and we donated it to the hungry, we would fix the hungry. We would fix starvation in America quickly.
Mm.
Another thing about the healthy, if we start throwing away food, if we started making it healthy, you wouldn't have to throw it away. So
Right.
that's another issue. We start making healthy food, and or before we throw it away, or before it became bad, donated it to the people, the hungry people in America. You could fix a lot of issues. We could fix the health, and we would fix starvation in America. And people don't believe it, but there's a lot of hungry people in America. Some of them
Yeah, but
live.
that's like Teresa was saying before, we got stuff that's here that's banned in other countries. So things like that, you got to look at that. Like, why is it banned? Like, look at in Europe, like, what is it? I think Italy and even Japan, like the Asian countries. You have all those, I don't know if I'm saying the word right, but them centenarians. We don't have that over there. They have the highest level of people aging out to over 100 years old. We dying early over here.
You know why?
Mm.
We did a show on this. Red 40, yellow number 5. At one point, it was removed from our food in America. You know what happened? People complained that the color didn't look right, and they asked for it back. When you think about what's wrong with Red 40, is it causes hyperactivity in kids. It also causes obesity. You're talking cornstarch. I mean, it what used to be high fructose corn syrup. They changed it to cornstarch to fool you, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, they're very good with changing the names of stuff. Like it is no longer GMO, it's now what is it, bioengineered food. And I tried, and I'm gonna get to you, Ruby Quinn, in a second. And welcome to the show. I tried to say, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to get rid of all of the bioengineered food because I know that it's fake because they changed the name. And I'm going to tell you, that meant that I have to clear my whole damn refrigerator and cabinets out because every damn thing when I looked on the back said bioengineered. So that really was like, yo, everything in this supermarket in America is fake.
Let me tell you,
So
those labels.
Yeah, somebody said real quick. They said, if you really want real food, you got to find farmers or places that sell the seed that the government has not tampered with in any way, and plant it yourself. That's the only way you are getting real food. Okay, Joanna, say what you guys say. Then I want to answer Ruby Quinn's question.
I think I forgot.
Oh my God. You having one of my numbers. That happens to me all the time. I was talking about the food, the fake food, the GMO, the bioengineer, I don't know.
Oh, the labels. What I was saying with the labels, like, they actually put that out there, what they have in it, but we just not really looking at it. But if you really think about it, they playing in our face with those
Basically,
labels.
they are.
Yeah.
Hey,
They are.
real quick before you get to Ruby, water. If you ever look at your water, why does bottled water have chemicals in it? And I'm gonna leave it there. Ask yourself that.
Oh, well, if you look at that thing, remember they was finding those little plastic things in it and all this, like,
I'm not
guys
even
was
talking about the plastic. I'm talking about the chemicals that they add to it.
right.
So Ruby Quinn, let me just answer your question. She said, "Hello, I'm new here. How does the chat, is that right? Chat feel so far about Trump winning?" So for me, Ruby, if you are still here, for me, I am happy about him winning because I did vote for him. And as I explained before, and I know this might be repetitive to those who are already here, but I'm gonna say it for you. I voted for Trump because I didn't vote for black and white. I did not vote for color purposes. I voted for the economy, and I voted for America. And when I say that, I mean that in a way of how we are doing as a country. I voted for us for inflation. I voted to close the borders to illegal immigrants, not immigrants, but illegal immigrants. And not to say, to be mean to them, but for the simple fact that there's no reason why billions of dollars should be funding should be going to illegal immigrants, but you're telling your own American people that you cannot help them here. So a lot of the reasons and a lot of the policies that Donald Trump had, not all of them, because I don't agree with everything that he says, and I do not think that he's the best person on earth. But when I looked and compared him to Mrs. Harris, I said, nah, I'm going to go with Trump. Also, I wanted somebody who could be strong. I wanted somebody who other countries would fear. Now, we better not play around with them, because I think now we have become a very weak looking country. And I don't like that. I think that anybody know they could play with us. They could do whatever they want to us. They let off bombs in places that they would never have done that. And they know that who we have now ain't going to do nothing about it. So for me, I feel like, now I am actually happy, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do. Am I expecting everything to change him and me to be totally happy? No, but I am expecting him to work on some things like a few things that I didn't mention, like, okay, not allowing, transgender men to be in the bathroom with women, especially little girls and kids, or competing in sports, or allowing young kids who have not fully developed mentally in their brain to make a decision to change their sex. If they want to do it, let them do it when they get older, when they actually know what they're doing. So that's the answer to your question, if you are still here, Ruby Quinn.
I can say something real quick too. People have to understand something. We're giving Donald Trump 2 years to get it right.
How you keep having balloons?
I don't know. I don't even know where that shit's coming from.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
Let me say something. Let me finish this. We got 2 years to get it right, for him to get it right. If he don't get it right, you can vote for somebody to get him in order to get you what you want. So stop acting like it's over. 2 years. He got 2 years to fix whatever the problems are in America.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as me, I'm not going to say that I'm happy about it, but for me, I didn't like either candidate. With Trump being in office, anybody could have been president. It could have been him or her, but Jesus is still king, y'all. So I'm going to put it in my faith and hope for the best. Now, again, like I said, there's a lot that I disagree with, but there's also a lot that I agree with, like the migrant situation. Um, Now, I agree with some deportation, like, you know, you got to get bad seeds out because let me weigh in on that and I'll tell you why. Because again, I have people in my personal life that will be affected by stuff like that. So that does ring really hard for me. But at the same token, like you got to look at it like this. They're fleeing their country to get away from certain things and how things are. But then you got some of them coming over here making our country what they're running from. So make it.
Joanna, I'm gonna say this because you're right. Because a lot of people got on Donald Trump for saying they're sending their worst over here. Where's the lie? When you ask Colorado, you go up to Colorado and you see the gang over there taking over the building, there's no lie there.
Right.
You go down to Manhattan, 42nd Street, where the gangs are taking over and beating up people down in the Mexican or the immigrants. They
Venezuelan.
down there. Yep, they're down there whooping on people and robbing people. There is no lie.
Yeah.
In Chicago too, they were had that on the news about that worst neighborhood that the cops are even scared to go in, but that gang done took it over. So when you have like that, you can't sit here and say you're fleeing this badness, but then you're coming over here and making our country the same. I don't agree with that. But again, like for the families, I don't agree with separating families and the people that are coming over here, contributing and doing the right thing, schooling and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like make a path for them so that they can help our economy and do this and all that good things. But again, when we sit in here, our government is complaining that we don't have no money, but they giving it away. For me, I don't agree with that because for me, it's like you're rewarding bad behavior.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna say something.
I agree.
I'm gonna say something about the border. It's okay. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say something about the border. You always got to ask yourself one question. It's a thing they always say. When you look at the border and who's coming over, right? If you're coming over with your family, you're coming over in peace. But when you got a single man coming over by himself, he's coming.
Oh my God, Ray. I swear to God, I just had that same exact conversation the other day. When you have single men in these 20s coming over here, you ain't coming over here to build a family and help your family out. Now, when you coming over here with a husband and wife and children, yeah, you trying to do the right thing. I swear I had that. Oh my gosh, that was just like a deja vu moment for me. But if you look at the border too, okay, it wasn't too long ago that they were sneaking across the border. They going over there, stopping, waiting for the border to come get them. So if that doesn't speak volumes, I don't know what the hell is.
That is crazy. Let me just say this too. What I find a little bit shocking. I know somebody that works in a shelter, right? And this person said, like she said, it's crazy, but she said they're about to kick everybody out the shelter. I've been working here as a second part-time job, and she said that listen, they're about to kick everybody out, so they kind of use them to get what they want, and now they're just going to just tell them to get out, right? But she also said it's funny how they keep talking about only like the Mexicans and stuff, but she said there are Haitians and Jamaicans and Africans and she said there's so many different type of immigrants over there, but for some reason they're only talking about the Mexicans.
Well, to piggyback off of that, how come you don't ever hear about them talking about the Chinese migrants? What about that? You go down on Fordham Road, 125th Street. What? How come you don't talk about those deportations? The ones that come over here from Europe. It's all focused on basically Latinos and Haitians. Yeah, I just find something wrong with that too. Illegal immigrant is a legal immigrant regardless of what country you came from.
I'm gonna say something to what you said, Miss. Mm-hmm. If they're kicking them out of the shelters and they putting them on the street and they taking away the money, what do you think is going to happen?
Crime is going to go.
Yep.
But see, and that's why I gotta say that's why I believe that Donald Trump is going to clean it up. I do believe that. Here's two things that I want to say. The first thing, when it comes to Donald Trump cleaning it up, I believe so because one thing is he does need, like, you know, the House and the other people, the Congress, other people to vote in and agree and sign off on things. But one thing
I
that
just
I
hope
like
they do
about
it the right way.
yeah, but I'm gonna tell you one thing that I did like about Trump is that he showed you that if he really want to do it, he'll do it any damn way if it had to be done. Now I gotta say, some of that I kind of like that attitude in a sense because let's say they like, no, we're not gonna do this, and he said, yes, we are, and he did it last time, and that's why a lot of them other Republicans didn't like him because he didn't follow suit too much.
Now, but let me tell you
Wait,
this.
hold on. I got one last thing. I just want to say this other thing. So that's one thing. And the other thing I want to say is about the church. These Democrats, they were very good into going into the church because they know that, I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody who are Christians and stuff like that. But if some people could be easily manipulated and they're gonna follow what their pastors say and all of that stuff. But now that she lost, where's your faith? Because my thing is, if you really care about all that, like all that stuff you were saying, and if you really care about or you believe in God, then you should have faith that everything's going to be okay too.
Right.
I mean, I don't get what the problem
Start
is.
praying then. Start praying then.
Can I say something?
But I'm not a fan of Donald Trump by any means, but I don't like the fact that they keep talking about, like, don't get me wrong, again, it does scare me with the mass deportations or whatever, but y'all wasn't saying nothing. Obama had the most deportations on record. Yep. So why wasn't it a big conversation then? So it's just kind of pick and choose in here. Like you said earlier, Ray, they going off of emotions. They going off because they don't like Trump. I'm one of them. I don't really favor Trump like that either. But at the same time, you can't hold one accountable and not the other. It's the same shit.
Well, I'm going to say something to what Miz just said about the church and the prayer. Their prayer didn't work.
I'm done. He gonna get strike me down, Lord. Strike me down.
Right. God, I am revoking your balloons.
No, I'm not saying that in a bad way. What I'm saying is they prayed that Kamala Harris won, right? But God had other answers. So if you pray for something, God gave you, he told you what your prayer was. And it's not that. This is what God wanted.
Let me tell you another thing. And a lot of people might be saying they didn't vote for Trump and stuff like that. I think a lot of black people are scared to say it, but believe me, a lot of black people did vote for Donald Trump. Even a lot of them did silently, and they didn't say it because they know that they'll be cast out. They'll be talked about, or they're sellout. They're this, they're that. But listen, I know more black people that voted for him that didn't.
I'm going to give you a perfect example. Latinos. And I'm even talking about illegal. It gotta be bad in this country when you talking about Donald Trump talking about mass deportations, but even the illegals are talking about voting for him if they could. So it gotta be bad. Yes. Girl, let me tell you something. Over here where I live, like I said, it's 99% Latino, and it's not just Puerto Rican, it's all different. These people, we so overcrowded over here ever since they opened the floodgates at the border. The people that have been here for years, over 10 plus years, and then you let these new ones come in and give them money and give them working papers. You think they ain't mad over here? They mad about that. They mad about that, and they don't think it's right. And they not happy about being over flooded over here either, even though it's their compadres. They're not happy about it. And I'm living that, and I see it. So it got bad. Even down to look at and this is a little bit off topic right now, but look at that whole FEMA situation with North Carolina. You giving these people housing, food stamps, money cards, thousands of dollars on money cards. These people lost their whole life, and you offering them $750. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that's to start with, but they should start out with more than that. That's their groceries for a few days.
Can I say something about that real quick?
Yes.
Joanne, I'm gonna say this, right? Because there was another issue with that, because they lied to a lot of those people. They were telling them they didn't have money for FEMA. But what they weren't telling people, the reason why they didn't have money for FEMA is because they gave it for immigration.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. And that's
And then what
wrong.
happened was when they were called on it, they were like, no, we didn't give it for immigration. And then people started pulling out receipts.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
what they
Well, they even
up.
had that thing where they had that whole, it was some kind of shelter. It was empty. You talking about these people don't got nowhere to go. It was empty. And they talking about it was a new migrant shelter. Bump that. You better give it to my American fellow. Listen, again, I am Puerto Rican, but I also, my son is half Mexican. My husband is Mexican. Listen, I feel for them people, but I'm an American first. I'm an American first. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this.
That's right.
Here's one of the things that this is why I think immigration has to be fixed. Because remember, there was a point where they were starting the illegals were coming over. They were giving them homes, and there was one where they kicked a veteran out of the shelter so that they could make room for the illegal immigrants.
And I call bullshit on that. That is so wrong. But even look at that thing in California right now. I think they're giving illegal. Use the word illegal. We're not talking about migrants. We talk about $25,000. They helping them buy homes. I'm an American. I can't even get that help.
That's the thing yeah. See, the math ain't mathing on that, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. How are you giving? First of all, where are you getting the cash from to do it? When you talk about there's not enough funding for this, there's not enough funding for that. When you're taking funding away from the schools, the public schools, all these different things are struggling, but you got money to give to these illegal immigrants or migrants. You got money to give to them to buy a house, but Americans can't get housing? Because you mean to tell me that you made it so unaffordable for them to get a house that they can't get housing? They can't. Look, how are you giving this money to people who just got here? And you're saying F Americans. So basically what you're saying is the ones who've been here, you guys could keep paying taxes and helping us fund them.
I'm gonna say something. I want you to look further than this, right? Look at the cities that's doing it. Look at who's running it. After a while, when they stop giving the money out, right? Democrats do the most of they're good at what they do. They'll cut education and build jails. When they stop feeding and taking care of these Mexicans, where you think they're gonna end up? On the street?
Hey, not only Mexicans, Venezuelans.
yeah, I'm saying. Right. Wait, no, you're right.
Guatemalans, El Salvadors.
When they stop giving these illegal immigrants money and they end up on the street, when you're on the street, you're gonna do whatever you can to survive.
Right.
When you get caught, where do you end up? In the very system they built.
Yeah, it's a domino effect. But that goes back to what y'all was saying earlier, how, again, I'm Democrat, but they didn't address this. Like this is the tipping point. What we're talking about right now with Americans not feeling Americans and Americans not feeling like they're being put first. That was I think, in my opinion, that was the tipping point. And she did not address that at all. What she was going to do. Like, even you're the one that created the mess. Like, let's be clear. But you didn't say how you were going to clean it up or how you were going to fix it. And I think that was a big tipping point for a lot of people, because people do want to know that you're going to take care of home first. And at no point did they put anybody's minds at ease when it comes to that speaking point.
I could tell you what they did run on. They ran on abortion for women.
Ugh. Yeah.
And I have nothing against it if it's to protect a woman from, if she got raped, incest, like Miz said, or it's for her health, right?
Life or death.
If
she could,
But I'm gonna tell you, there was a commercial, and I'm gonna call up the congressman that was running for Senate in New York. His name is Pat Ryan. I think I showed you the video it's called Mirror. And it's a woman looking in the mirror, talking about how when she was in college, she got pregnant and got an abortion so she could have the family she wanted now. That's what you're
Listen,
running on.
that's a touchy. I don't get me wrong. That is a touchy situation, and I don't believe like you should be showing and then you could get it. Like that's a touchy subject. I don't believe that a man is gonna tell me what to do with my
No,
body.
no, no.
Right.
I
That
totally,
exactly.
I
Yeah.
totally agree. I totally agree. But I don't think abortion should be the option for sexual education. If you're
Right.
not, if you're gonna invest in abortion, it should be before that. Let's put money into proper sex education. Because she was in
Yeah.
school and she decided to do what she wanted to do and get pregnant. Now the only option is to get rid of the baby.
Right.
Yeah, but again, like I feel again like I'm pro-choice, but I can't necessarily say like that because I'm also pro-life because I don't agree. Like if you 4 months pregnant, you should be getting no abortion. I don't agree with
Exactly.
that, and that's just my personal opinion. But again, I don't want a
Me
man
too.
telling me what to do with my body. That's the
Yeah, see,
same thing. Like, okay, you got men out here with 5 and 6 kids that not taken care of. So then let me come in your home and tell you to snip it.
yeah. And
Mm.
look, I'm not this, and I think that's where women fail. That's why they have the issues they have because I never once, as a man, saying that I'm trying to control your body.
What you mean women fell?
No,
What
no,
do you
no.
mean
Let
by
me
that?
finish. I'm about to say because
Rewind.
as soon as a man says, "Hey, this is it," I disagree with that. That doesn't mean that I'm saying to you, I'm taking your choice away. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you, what happened to investing in proper sex education? Just like you saying for the men who's running out here with 5 or 6 kids and not taking care of them. Yeah, there should be proper sex education for those people too. But you know what happened? They cut that out of school.
Right.
They
Yeah, I
know
agree.
that
Like
is
we
not
don't.
a,
No,
You
they still
remember
got.
back in the
it's
day?
not the way they're
Listen,
doing it now.
the sex education. I agree on that. Like, just remember back in the day, Teresa, we used to have home economics teaching women how to take care of the home. We don't have none of that no more. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So I do agree with that. But at the same token, like you say, like when a man says this, a man says that. I don't think a man should have a say when it comes to a woman's body.
No,
Period.
no, no. You're exactly
You
right.
can
But
have an opinion.
I'm gonna say something to you today, right?
That's right.
If and this is I'm gonna play devil's advocate, right? If we're saying a man doesn't have a choice to a woman's body, you're 100% right, right? But now let's say the woman gets pregnant. Now the man has no choice if the woman says, "I want to get rid of it," right?
Right.
But what happens if you decide to keep it and he don't want it? Now you're expecting him to take care of something he don't want. He should still have that same choice, don't you think? It should be if we're gonna be fair to how a man can say to a woman, "I don't want you to have an abortion," and she still gets it,
Well,
and
see, in a situation like that, to be
he
honest
has
with
no
you,
right to it. He has
right.
no right to it. But if in the same aspect, if she says, I'm keeping this baby," then it should be the same right he has that he doesn't want to take care of it.
Well, I agree. I agree, and somewhat agree and disagree. Like, okay, if she goes ahead and has that, knowing he doesn't want that, I don't think he should be on the hook because he made it very clear. But at the same time, he should have strapped up and put a condom on, and she should have made him put a
Exactly. I'm
condom on.
glad you said it because that's
Yeah,
exactly how it should be.
and that's both ways because even if he didn't, she should have made him. It's both ways.
Yep.
Both ways. You can't hold one accountable and not the other. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to get at because
Hmm?
we can always say that it's the man's fault. It's both people's fault, right?
Right. I'm with you
So in the
there.
same aspect, we have to hold both accountable. The two fingers.
Yeah.
Wait. If you do 2 fingers, then your thing go up.
That's what Sarai said. It did. Well, it might. I don't know. I'm not paying attention to that shit.
All right, you can get the milk. Baby.
Ruby, she wants to join. I did put the link in there. I'm not sure.
It was done
No
earlier
link
in the
came
conversation.
That is very, very, very strange.
Did you put it back in there again?
I just put it in there, and I see it that it's not coming up on there. I'm not sure why it's not popping in there. Ruby, are you on Facebook? If you're on Facebook, I could put it on
She's
there.
on YouTube.
You're on YouTube because we're live on Facebook as well too.
Go ahead.
I don't know why the link is not coming. Are you able to make a comment and put it in there and see what happens? We'll see if we can put it in there.
I can't grab the
okay, she's on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know why the hell that link is not coming up.
Let me go to the earlier link. Let me see.
Okay. Well,
so why is she doing that? Let me ask y'all a question.
Okay.
How do you feel about
that?
Do you feel your kids from when we were growing up, Teresa? I think when we were growing up, our schools were pretty decent. Do you think our kids are getting the same education, the quality of education that we got?
No.
I don't either. I hate these schools around here. But listen, y'all gonna think I'm like a oxymoron because, again, like I have this, but with a coworker the other day, I had the conversation, and they just say you're not supposed to discuss that kind of stuff. But she was telling me her story. She lives in Tennessee, and we were talking about the classrooms or whatever. And I feel like, because back in the day we had smaller classroom size. Now we have huge classrooms. There's no way you're giving the kids the proper attention. And that's also because we're flooded with illegal immigration again. And I'm sorry to keep beating a dead horse with that, but these are things that are true to me because I need my son to get educated, and my taxes are paying for this education, and he's not getting it. And that came up with my coworker because she has a handicapped daughter, and she was now, mind you, her taxes pay for the school. She had to look for a private school for her daughter, her handicapped daughter, because they didn't have space in the public school because they have to save a certain amount of seats for ESL. That to me, again, is wrong. She pays her taxes. Why doesn't not only does she pay her taxes, but now she further has to come out of her pocket to pay for a school because there's no space for her there because they got to make a space for immigrant students, illegal immigrant students, mind you. Again,
that's just crazy. That's insane to me.
Yeah, my heart breaks for her, girl. Yeah, I that just goes to me again because I have strong feelings for both sides because, again, that does affect my family. Right. But at the same time, what's right is right. And I just need to take care of home first, please. Like, you can't push Americans aside to accommodate somebody that, and again, not migrants. It's illegal. They committed a crime by even doing what they did, but they're getting benefits from it. So how are you going to deter people from doing that when they're getting rewarded for it? So it kind of goes full circle, but I just don't like the fact that her child was pushed aside to accommodate somebody else's child that shouldn't be here. And not only shouldn't be here, if we were to go to their country, do you think they would do that for us? No, ma'am.
Absolutely not. And you know what? It's funny you say that because I said that in the beginning. They're not. No other country, I don't care what it is, they're not saying, hey, come on in here. We're going to push our own to the side and take care of you and give our funding all to you. Ain't nobody doing that for us.
Ain't nobody doing that. I mean, and to even go a little further, look at, okay, in some countries, Americans cannot own land in that country, but you got China companies coming over here buying up all our farmlands. You don't find something wrong with that?
Absolutely.
And I don't think they have good intentions on that, because if you look at the locations where they're buying it now, if anything were to ever happen, I mean, our farmlands is where we get our food from. We're not going to have that. And I think they're strategically positioning it, because if you look at it, it's all by our secret military bases. I don't think like in Montana, like over there, Ray, you know more about that than me, but yeah, how is that even being allowed?
Right.
Because this country don't give a damn about us.
It's all about the almighty dollar.
That's what it's basically all about. That's what it's basically all about. Listen, Ricky, I'm not sure if you're still on. I was able to post that link in what's her name? I gotta go back. I'm
Ruby?
so sorry. Ruby, you guys should see the link in the comment section now, the StreamYard link if y'all want to come on. We're gonna we're gonna close it out soon. So I'll probably give it until about 10:30, another 15 minutes, and we're gonna shut it down. So if you want to come on and you want to speak your piece or say what you gotta say, then the link is there. Can you put the link manually? I know that it's StreamYard. I can't see that. Need the letter.
After the slash.
Can you put the link in the chat?
Yes, the link is in the chat. I'm not sure. I put the link in there.
It won't let you.
It won't let you click. So you probably got to copy and paste it. You probably got to copy and paste it. Oh, you know what? I see it because it's on. I put it in the Facebook. For some reason, it's not letting me put the link. Let me try it again.
I put it in YouTube, but you can't click on it.
Oh, so you would either have to copy and paste that, or I know it might be too much, but if you really want to come on and be heard and seen, then you would have to I would say you got to go to the Facebook, right? The Facebook is there. Or
just copy and paste it into the URL.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, there it is. I see it. The link now.
That's the link right there. Yep. That's the link right there to so you could screenshot it, copy, paste it, or you could go on Facebook and you could click on it and then come back in. So like I said before, we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on 6 different platforms right now. So you might be over here. Certain people might be watching from here. A few people might be watching from over here. People are watching from different places. So that's how it is. Unfortunately, I'm not sure why it won't go there. But wait, there was something.
Well, I want to thank y'all for inviting me on. I had a very good conversation, and
yes,
it was given. It was given.
Well, I'm glad that you came on, and I definitely, and I love the fact that again you didn't like neither candidate, right? And then we had Poppins. She said she voted for herself, right? It wasn't. I know some people who voted for Harris, but they didn't come on, or they probably heard what we said and didn't like what we said. And that's the thing. People immediately get upset. Oh, you did this. I ain't messing with you. Unfollowing you. I ain't talking to you. They're like literally cutting off friends and family, and
right.
just not, just because somebody think differently or chose differently.
Well, that's why I appreciate this platform, because like you guys are for Trump. I'm definitely not. We have different opinions, but we out here talking it out, and in a good way. And yeah. Exactly. I mean, it's good because like you guys are enlightening me to things that why you voted and why you see that he was more of a candidate for you, while I'm telling you why he wasn't for me, and why things that I do agree with certain things. Like it's all about discussing it and opening eyes to things that maybe we didn't know about before. So you don't know what's going to shake from that tree unless you give it a chance. But if you sitting here, oh, okay, well, she didn't vote the way that I vote, I'm done. Like, how is that? How is that? How are you ever going? You learn something new every day, but you're not if you're not interacting and having the conversation.
Exactly. And you said that so perfect. So perfect. People have to get out of their feelings. We don't have to agree. But like you said, we can have a conversation and enlighten each other. There was things that I didn't know. Like we didn't even touch deeply on the project 2025. We spoke about it a little bit, but we didn't. A lot of people are concerned and afraid about that because they're like all these different laws that are going to affect this, that, and the third. And people didn't even know that they endorsed Kamala. You understand? So I didn't even know that at first.
I didn't know that either because I'm scared about the 2025 too, but I didn't know about them endorsing Kamala.
They did, but they're so focused on the fact that this is all Trump's thing. And my thing is this. Here's the thing that people have to understand. Although we might disagree, we could disagree all day on who you voted for, who you like, who you think is the best for America, and who's not. But we don't have to belittle each other and put each other down, because my thing is, if you have new information for me, tell me, enlighten me. You don't have to disrespect me, put me down, try to embarrass
Right.
me, try to make it look like, oh, I'm gonna make you look stupid. I'm gonna say this, that, and the third. No, enlighten me so that
Right.
maybe I could, let me see what you're talking about because I'm open minded. I want to know,
But listen though, not only that, if you're willing to be an adult and sit down and have the conversation, 9 times out of 10, you'll find out that you have more common ground than not. Because
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, all of us, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like all of us on this call and many others all just want to be able to take care of our family.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. I 100% agree. Listen, we were able to add Ruby up to the chat, Ruby Quinn to the chat. Ricky, you could come on here too. Ruby can show you how to do it. So Ruby, welcome to the stage. How are you?
Hey guys, doing good. I am so happy I found you on the algorithm. You guys just popped up on my YouTube, and I was like, "Oh, these guys sound like they're talking about about politics, which I'm really passionate about." And I was like, "Oh, I really want to talk to these people." So I'm so glad I was able to hop on.
Oh, listen, we're glad too that you was able to pop on it, and thank you so much. Tell us, we want to hear from you. Give us your thoughts. Tell us if you voted, who you voted for, and how you feel about this whole election.
Yes, so this is actually my second time ever voting, like in my life, and I voted for Trump. And
Okay.
yeah, it was a good experience. It was very
Oh, I'm
educational.
outnumbered. I'm outnumbered. I'm kidding.
Stop it, Jojo. Go ahead, Ruby. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with everything you guys have been talking about. I don't agree with everything that Trump does or says, but I think he has a good team behind him that I like more, like RFK Jr., which was exactly what you guys were talking about, the food, make America healthy again. Tulsi Gabbard, I loved her even when she was a Democrat, and I really was hoping for her and for her to run. And I was excited when she did. And then I was so sad when they were kicking everybody out to put Biden
Right.
forward. Yeah, that was kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so Tulsi now is backing Trump. RFK Jr. is backing him. Like there's a lot of good people behind him that used to be Democrats or independents, and they're all rallying behind him for country, like country over party. And that's what I appreciate the most. So that when I was looking at, okay, who do I want to vote for? I almost voted third party because I was thinking we need to break out of the two-party system. They always have us voting blue or red. Why can't we ever vote third party and give them a
Great point.
chance? Yeah, and they never win nothing, not even like the Congress. It's very rare that you see like an independent in the House of Representatives, let alone the Senate. So, I want to support third party, but then I thought this election is too big for a vote to not be even, technically counted because you already know third party is not going to win. We need more support for third party, and then I'll switch my party, like maybe in the future. So that's why I said, you know what, let me just vote for Trump this one last time because I voted for him in 2020 and I was devastated. I was super confident, I was really into it. And then we lost. And I kind of felt like, dang, did they steal it? And then, I kind of fell in that hole, like that rabbit hole of the election interference. And it kind of opened my eyes. Like I woke up that these things can happen and how to handle your emotions if you lose. I have not experienced that before. So I was like, okay, let me sit back and relax. Let me see how these 4 years are going to go. And then maybe we'll learn our lesson. And we certainly did because America spoke and we put Trump back in that White House. And I'm so happy that I was a part of that. Like he made history with a lot of things that he did, even in his first term. Going to North Korea, meeting with all these countries. He made a lot of history that the media wasn't really talking about. And that's what woke me up. I was like, they always talking negatively about him, but they never talk about the positive things that he's done. Peace in the Middle East. A lot of things. He targeted human trafficking, the child trafficking, the border. A lot of things he was doing good and nobody was talking about it. That's why I was like, oh wow, it's like they hate him more than they love our country, because even if you dislike him, he was helping America. He was helping us, the people. You know, like that's how I really felt. So yeah, I'm actually happy right now. Yeah.
You know what?
Listen, I
Again, I'm not a Trump fan, but again, what you have to give credit where credit is due. You know what you're getting with Trump. He hasn't changed his stance. He is consistent. If nothing else, he is consistent.
absolutely. And I will say this. I'm sorry, we'll just go around. Sorry, Ray. I will say this. Ruby, you made a really good point because they always wanted to highlight anything negative that they could find about him. That made me start looking at Trump a little bit more. This is my first time voting for Trump. Okay. But what I said, why is it that his own party and other people really so much against everything that this guy is saying? Is it because he's not following all their codes and he's actually saying, no, I'm standing up against this because, like you said, the child trafficking, the human trafficking, stuff that they weren't really fighting for, he was standing up against that. And it also made me look at a situation when they banned him from Twitter. And I said, I was talking to somebody and they said, hey, Lady Miz, if they can do that to our president of the United States, what does that says for us as regular American people? We have to look at what they're showing us is what they're about to do to us if they go that far with him. So, when I look at everything, it is true. They really focus on trying to make him look like the worst person ever. Now, do I think he's the best person on earth? Absolutely not. He has a lot of stuff with him that I don't like, but I trust
It's
him
his
more.
delivery.
Yes, yes, yes. I trust him more definitely than I would trust Harris. And like I said, I didn't vote for color. I voted for us as a people. That was very important to me. I voted for this economy and stuff. So yeah, that's what it is for me. I just want to say, Ray got something to say. I'm asking to join StreamYard app.
I was
I
about
just
to
leave a
just
comment.
send it to you.
Okay. Ricky, Ray is going to send it to you. I'm not sure, but I mean, I don't know how. Ruby, how'd you get in? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh yeah, I use StreamYard myself. So
Okay.
yeah, you just have to like put your name and then it'll let you in.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm gonna say this, and
That's
this
what also came up on mine is StreamYard.
Okay. Great.
I'm gonna say this, and people fail to understand it. Donald Trump, for a few decades, supported Democrats. When he decided to run as a Republican, they all distanced themselves from him. And that's when you can start to look at there's something wrong with politics.
Mm.
Because they were all his good friend when he was giving them money.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well,
Okay.
when he was putting money in their pocket. But to go off what Lady Miss said also is I think what a lot of the things again, I can't stress enough, I am not for Trump, I'm not for her. Um it's kind of like Soraya had said earlier, it's the lesser of two evils both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Um but I think a lot what they do with Trump, like you said, how they're always posting out the negative stuff and the negative this, the negative that, but they never, point out what he has done. What I also think they do is they play on people's fear.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Because, like, even myself, like right earlier, I said how he's unhinged. Like, it's really about his delivery, the certain things he says, his lack of professionalism. Like, he just does things that's scary to people, including myself. But they play off of that. They play off of that and they try to make you vote for the other person because you're scared of what he's going to do, and you never know what he's going to do or how he's going to handle a situation, like with the insurrection, like you heard him sitting there saying it's okay to shoot journalists or whatever he said that time, and the Liz Cheney thing, and they play off of that fear because of course people don't want to back a person that they feel is unhinged and is going to just because I mean he holds the power, nuclear
Mm-hmm.
power. If he's willing
Mhm.
to jump off a bridge that small, will he jump off that bridge? How easy would it be for him to press? People have that fear and they play to the fullest off of that fear, which I again, don't agree with half of the things he says, but I don't agree with that because at the end of the day, you shouldn't be playing on our fears. You should be trying to bring us together on the commonalities, on the American dream. I have my quotations up because I'm American and I can't get it. But, you know, so I don't agree with that at all. And again, like I said, if nothing else, he has been consistent as even when he shows up at that podium, how he speaks, it's some of the same over and over. He hasn't changed his stance. Where I feel like the other candidates, they tell you what you want to hear, which every politician does, but they do it more so based off of the fears. They know that you're scared of Donald Trump, so they're going to play and post those negative things so you can feel more comfortable in that fear, if you will.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Great
point. Y'all got great points.
I have no problem with him, with him saying, I'm going to put, the bullet through fake news. That's what we need to do. Because they're not reporting real news anymore. And, if fake news has to be killed. And maybe he said it in a sense, but you know what? If you feel like you took offense to him saying you want to put a bullet through fake news, then you got to stop putting out fake news.
Well, I think that goes to his delivery, because he was talking about putting a bullet in fake news, but those others that are against him played that narrative like he's talking about putting it through actual journalists.
If you're a journalist putting out fake news, you get what you deserve.
Ray, I'm taking your balloons away again.
Ruby,
Yes.
I seen. I just want to shout you out. I know you said that earlier. I think you said you had a podcast or you have a show. Why don't you go ahead and tell people about that really quickly so that if they want to come support you, they can.
Okay, yeah. So, well, there's a little backstory to that, because the only reason why I have a show is because I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness. And so my community consists of other ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. We are no longer in that religion. I consider it a cult. And so we broke away from that indoctrination and we are moving forward with our new lives. And so I am helping my community get politically active, because I don't know if you know anything about Jehovah's Witnesses, but we are not allowed to vote. And so that was one of the things growing up. We are not politically involved. We don't celebrate holidays. We consider ourselves like no part of this world. And they really twist a lot of Christian, like fundamental values. They twist it to their own liking. And so I recently broke away from that cult, and I am being shunned by my family because of that. I exercise my freedom of speech to talk against the religion, and I exercise my freedom of religion by going to another church. And because of that, I'm considered an apostate, which means like the worst of the worst. I'm a threat to them because I think for myself, and I started going to another church and I talk against their religion. So I'm being shunned because of that. And so that's why I started my YouTube channel. I talk against that, my former religion. I was born and raised in it. And so now that I have this newfound freedom, I'm learning how to become an adult. Like even if I'm an adult, it's like I'm still learning things that I would have never known if I would have never woken up to the real world. You know what I'm saying? So it is scary, but I'm taking it one step at a time. I'm learning my likes, my dislikes, because that whole cult takes your whole personality and they make you a mold. Like they mold you into what they want. You don't know what you want. You do what they want. Like it's really strict. And now I took politics and I kind of just dived into it because I just love it so much. And since we were never supposed to educate ourselves in this way, I'm helping my community, my community of ex-Jehovah's Witnesses do the same thing. Like, don't be afraid of politics, or don't be afraid to talk about your beliefs, what you believe in. Don't be afraid to go to another church or learn another religion. Don't be afraid to do these things, because that's what they did to us. They push this fear that if we get out of this bubble, we're gonna die at Armageddon. Like they use a lot of fear in us so that we don't leave. But if you don't yeah, if you don't act on that fear and you trust yourself, you can be free, mentally free from all of those chains. And that's what I do. So I have a show, and it's called the XJW Political Corner. I go live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. And I just talk to other ex Jehovah's Witnesses that I've never met before. But this online community is the lifesaver, because we always think, oh, I'm the only one in the world who's being shunned, or I'm alone. You're never alone. There are always other people that are going through the same thing you're going through. You just got to find them. You just got to be, look out there and find them. And once you find your people, you find little pieces of yourself, and you get to build yourself up again. So that's what I do.
Nice, nice. Well, first, let me say congratulations to you for being a free thinker and a critical thinker, because a lot of times people get so stuck in certain type of religions, and they do use fear a lot to keep them restricted and keep them stuck where they want. And I just want to condone you for stepping out of that. Yeah. Sorry. Congratulate you for stepping out of that box. I didn't. You just educated me on something. I knew Jehovah Witnesses couldn't celebrate certain holidays. I never knew that they were
They
were
couldn't
not
vote.
able to vote. I did
Same.
not know that they were not able to vote, which is like,
Mhm.
wow. I do. I got two things that I want to say to you. One of them is I text your if you could get a chance, text it in here or spell it out, the name of your podcast, because nobody's going to just know it off the top. I'm just going to be honest with you. Of you saying it, they're either not going to know how to spell it, or they might not remember.
Yeah, post it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat, because it does sound very interesting, and I would love to come
Mhm.
in and hear you talk, and see what it's about and stuff like that, and support you as well. And
Yeah.
I also have a question. Okay, because
Mhm.
I'm just gonna be honest. Now, I believe in God. I used to be heavily in the church. I got baptized. I did that in my 20s. My decision. My church was a non-denomination church. I don't have anything against churches. I'm not deep into religion. Like, I don't want to be tied to any religion at all, because I see them all kind of equally. And some of them might have more restrictions than others, but I do feel that, like, a lot of them are everybody. I feel it causes more
Hypocrite.
separation. Yeah, I feel it causes more separation than it does unity, because everybody's believing something different. And if there's one God, why can't we just all just serve the one God, and we all, be
Mhm.
as one? So that's one of the
Mhm.
things that I have. So I wanted to ask your take on that, because I know you said you're going to other churches. So how do you feel
Mhm.
about that statement that I just said?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And there's so many people in my community that say the exact same thing. It's kind of like they lost trust in the system, or they lost trust in organized religion. They lost trust in, like, following men. They just want to follow God. They just want to follow Jesus, which I agree. You should definitely do that. But you see that like form of thinking, they don't allow us to think that way. They don't allow us to check it for ourselves. Like, if I don't want to go to this church, I should have the freedom not to go. Or if I do want to go to this one, I should have that freedom to do that. When you're a Jehovah's Witness, you don't have that freedom. It's like, you're gonna be a Jehovah's Witness, or you can't be in this house. Like,
Right.
that's how strict it is. And so that's basically what happened to me. It's like, you can't question things, you can't exercise your freedom unless you are willing, to pay the price of that freedom. Freedom is expensive, and I learned that the hard way. So I even though I knew the consequences, I took it. You know what I mean? Like, I took that L, I took the loss, and I rather be able to be free and speak my mind and go to whatever church that I want, than lose those people who call themselves my family, but they're not here for me when for my own decisions. They don't support me at all. So I only surround myself with people who support that, no matter what background they're from. So,
Well,
you have to learn that.
well,
Yes.
first, I want to say, first of all, congratulations on your newfound freedom, and I'm sorry that you're being shunned and going through that, but I'm also happy for you that you stepped out on, and if I'm saying it wrong, depending on where you are right now, stepped out on faith. Me myself, I grew up as a Christian, and you remember we used to go to church every time. But I don't get me wrong, I'm still a Christian, Jesus, God fearing, but I would like to say I'm more so spiritual right now. Like
Right.
I'm not adopting any or claiming any religion like that because again, it's man based, and for me, and if I'm politically incorrect, I find the most hypocrites sitting in the church. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because in the Bible it says, "Do not judge," but they're the most judgy people that I've come
Mm.
across.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, when I look at things like that,
Mm-hmm.
I can celebrate the Lord in my own house, in my own heart. I don't have to go to church to be considered a child of God. I was born that. So
Right.
that's where
Right.
I'm out at in that. So I'm just happy for you. And like Teresa, I didn't know. I knew about because I do have friends that are Jehovah Witness and family members that are Jehovah Witness. I never believed in that, so I'm not experienced with that. But I do know about the holidays. I did not know about the voting part though. I that is the first
Mm-hmm.
time ever that I heard. So again, we learn from each other, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what should be happening. So for any religion that limits that, that just goes to show it's their way or the highway, and that's not. If
Mm-hmm.
you're preaching God and all this stuff, that is not. God gave us the freedom of choice. That's what
Right.
he died
Right.
for. He gave his son to die for that so that we can choose.
Exactly. I believe that. But it took me 10 years to recover from that religious trauma and then to allow myself to be open minded enough to listen to another faith. So I finally started going to a church. I started researching and I have come across Orthodox Christians, which are basically like universal Catholics. But it's like the original Catholics. It's not Roman Catholics. So I started doing a little bit of research about them and learned about, how they've been unchanged for over 2000 years. And, I've learned a lot about their traditions and church stuff. And so that was my first experience. And I've been going to that church for a year now. It's been one full year that I started going to this church. And it was really hard for me to do that, to step out of that bubble, to not be afraid to learn a new faith or to talk to other Christians. Yeah, I overcame a lot, but I'm excited and I've really dived into a church life. Like I've never done that before. I've never been to another church. I've never seen crosses. I've never seen icons of Jesus. Like I was very isolated. I've never experienced the joy of those things, like fellowship and talking and making friends with other Christian families and things like that. So I started doing that and I've been loving it. My kids love it. They love going to church and doing Sunday school and things like that. So I'm feeling it. I'm experiencing it. Like I'm not gonna get baptized tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like I'm just enjoying the experience, and I love the love among them, because that, like you just said, they're very hypocritical or judgy, and that's what I was afraid of, because I don't want to go from one cult to another. Like I'm not gonna put myself through that. So I really had to do my research and ask important questions, because I'm not gonna go through what I went through. So it's
Right.
important. It's more important for me. I like, in my opinion, these things, politics, religion, etc. They are so much more important to me because I wasn't allowed to experience these things. So once you allow yourself to do it, whatever you put your mind to, you can fly. You can fly. And
Right.
so that's
I
why I take it so seriously.
I had a question. I seen in the chat, like at the New York Rican, so Puerto Rican. How did you feel about what was said at the rally about Puerto Ricans being
Oh,
garbage?
great question.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen so many people ask that. Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican and my family is from the city, but we're the generation who don't speak Spanish.
Same,
um
same.
yeah, that's us. So I mean, I saw the clip. I didn't think anything of it. The guy is a comedian. A joke is a joke. And I do understand how some people felt like it was a bad joke at the wrong time. I agree with that. The delivery was wrong. I think the timing was wrong. Like it just didn't hit, I guess, the way he thought it would. But as insensitive as it was, it did bring attention to what he was saying. Because then we found out about the landfills in Puerto Rico and how there was an overflow of trash, etc., which I didn't even know anything about that. So, sometimes these things can rub us the wrong way, but it makes us dig deeper. So I didn't take any personal offense to it.
Great answer.
And big shout out to Cherry Poppins. She was on here earlier, but she did actually say that, which is funny, because again, I thought, I didn't know about the trash either, but I was just like, oh, when I heard that, I was like, oh, that is, but I'm like, that was like messed up. But I also, for me as a Black woman, I said, okay, he made other jokes about like the Black guy eating watermelon and the Hispanics or something never pulling out. It was so many different things, and I love comedy, so I understand, comic, and I never would say to filter out anybody's art. However, one of the things that I'm just speaking for myself, like I said, what I didn't like is the fact that when an apology was given, it was only given to one group of people. Okay. It was more than one group of people that was insulted there. So I did not like the fact that they only addressed the garbage flow. Everybody that was offended should have been gotten an apology.
The same apology.
Yes, it almost made me say, oh, I don't know if I'm voting for Trump. But then I had to say, well, I don't want to get too deep in my emotions, okay, and be emotional and not think here, because I have to focus on what is important and the politics. I have to focus on all of that. I don't want to just be like, okay, I'm mad because he said this, and now I'm going off of that, But
Real quick, Teresa, I just want to point out that she made a great point, and that this is the last for me, about the garbage and stuff like that, because I think it's the same thing as what Ray and I was talking about earlier with the fake news and the journalists. Because in the beginning, you would think they were talking about the Puerto Rican people, but they were actually talking about the actual trash.
Right.
So I just wanted to, point that out, because I didn't know either that they were talking about the actual trash either.
Yeah,
I
me
thought they were just
either.
saying it was an island of trashy people.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I thought. I'm like, what the heck? I didn't like none of it. I was like, what is this? But yeah, again, and this is why I'm going to say this, and we're going to close out. I'll give everybody a chance to say any final words if you have any. But again, I just want to make it very clear. It is always important. I don't care if you didn't vote for Trump or if you voted for Harris, whoever you voted for. At the end of the day, we still have to coexist on this planet, on this earth. We don't have to be mad, be hateful, be mean, be disrespectful. Even if we disagree, that's okay. Sometimes listen to what the other person had to say, because you might learn something. And it is okay to be a critical thinker. And we don't have to insult people or try to make them feel bad just because you disagree with what they are saying. From the ground up, me, Lady Miss, and Ray, this is our platform, and we always welcome everyone as long as you come with respect. We welcome your disagreements. We're okay with that. We get funny. Sometimes we joke around. Sometimes we curse. We are not perfect people over here. We are regular people just doing what we love. But I just want to point that out, because I want to make sure that people understand, hey, look, I know some people came on here, like I said earlier, that didn't vote for Trump, that I know they came in and they left out and they were not happy. I know people who were very upset with me because I didn't think like them. And I think that that's wrong, because I didn't think, because you didn't think like me, I didn't think anything less of you. I still respected you and your opinion, because at the end of the day, it is your right to choose whoever you want. And what I didn't like is how some people looked at me just because I was a Black woman. They thought that they automatically assume, oh, you have to be voting for Kamala. You have to be like, they don't even second guess it. If I tell them that I didn't, they're shocked and they're looking at me. So this is a great example to show people we are all different and we don't all think alike, but it's okay. It's nothing wrong with that, you know. And for the ones that we do, we're power to us, right? We got something in common, but it's okay, you know. And like I said, if y'all have any final words, I want y'all to go ahead and say it. And I appreciate you guys for coming on, Joanna, Ruby, Cherry Poppins, Soraya, Ian. Right? That was everybody. Everybody that came on, and everybody that put their comments in the comment section, who found us for the first time. I want to tell you, if you're looking at this right now, hit the like button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do many different things on this channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay in touch, because you know, again, it's a community here. Let's make the best and make this a good place to be, where you know it's fun and we're learning at the same time. So
knowledge is power.
I want to say something real quick, and this is my final word. The reason why the other races didn't get an apology, because they weren't the loudest voice.
That's something to think about. Yeah. For me, the last thing I want to say is, again, you know, I'm not happy with that we weren't even really given choices. I wish we had better candidates, but I'm not going to trust in the man. I'm going to trust in the Lord. That's it. And hope for the best.
Amen. Love it. Ruby, you have any final words?
Yes. Final words is you guys have an awesome platform. I love everything that was spoken here tonight. You sound like fellow patriots. I love the message. I love how open you guys are in receiving, very welcoming. And for anybody who's watching or in the chat, stop watching the news. That's the best advice I can give you. Stop watching the news and do your own research. You know, I have had a really bad experience of just believing what people told me without doing my own research. And now that I'm an adult and I can do that research, I'm thankful for that freedom. So don't take it for granted. Do what you need to do. Talk to who you need to talk to. Don't be afraid. Use the First Amendment, all the amendments. Read the Constitution, read the Bill of Rights, and take advantage of every ounce of freedom you have as an American. Do not take that for granted, because this is the best country in the world. If America falls, the world falls. The world depends on us, and we are the people who are going to continue that freedom. Everybody wants to be here, everybody wants to come here, but they have to come here legally, and we have to protect that. If you don't have no borders, you don't have a country. You need a real leader, and America spoke, and we got that leader again. Even if you dislike him, you have to hold you need to listen to when he speaks. His policies talk louder than his words or his actions, because every president can be held accountable. Even if he does do something impeachable, we will hold him accountable as the people. That is our responsibility. We are supposed to be holding the government accountable, not the other way around. We're supposed to keep the government in check. The government works for us, not the other way around. So as long as we are better Americans, we'll have a better country. And we need to think about these things, you know, like, you know, don't vote just because this person is a woman, or because she's this race or that gender or that age. That doesn't work. It doesn't matter. Listen and look at the policies. That's what matters. So we're going to watch Trump's presidency. We're going to watch the first 100 days. We're going to watch the next 4 years. And when you see something you don't like, exercise that right to protest your grievances. Post, tweet, you know, talk to people, talk to your neighbors, talk to your community. That's what we're supposed to do, because we have that freedom. Don't take it for granted. And I'm so happy I found you guys. I subscribed to this channel, and I'm not going to be a stranger here. You guys will see me again, and I hope to catch another one of your lives. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you so much. And we will definitely be coming and supporting you and checking out your show as well. So yes, you guys made some amazing points. Thank everybody. Thank everybody, like I said, for tuning in. We're gonna get up out of here. Hopefully we'll see you guys again. If you hit that notification button, I always send out reminders when we're going live. And I'm trying to be extremely consistent now, but sometimes, you know, it's helpful when y'all hit that notification button, because YouTube helps me out by notifying y'all when we are going live. So subscribe, hit the like button, share, and that's it. We'll see you guys on our next show. Peace.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed your time with From the Ground Up Productions. We'll see you next time. Be sure to add our channel to your Roku list and listen to us on all streaming platforms. From the ground up. From the ground up. There's only one way to go from here.